The ground things pound their feet. Down there on the street, things without feet. Like me, never see me or what I see. Things that amaze me. It fills my dreams when I sleep. A penguin that can fly. A penguin that can fly. A penguin that can fly. That's why you will find me up there with the clouds that have wings. Up there I can see things not seen by ground things. Up there in the sky, there's a penguin flying high. Always loving life, wondering how the ground things ever survive. Never seen life. Down below me, the ground things scurry by. Down among the birds, flying wild and free. See things that no one else can see. High above, away from the debris. Down below, the brown things scurry by, pounding their feet while I touch the sky. Sliding, gliding, without a care. They'll never know the wonders up here. In the sky, I'm a penguin flying high. Living life with no questions why. I wonder how the ground things carry on. Never experiencing the beauty I adore. Penguin that can fly.
Hello, Penguin Control Tom. Nightwolf, glad you got a notification. Hello, Nakoti. How's everybody doing today? So recently I've posted, of course you guys know, some I guess you could describe them as inflammatory post. I don't think so. You see, I keep hearing that we don't need so much emotions. We don't need so much why do I care about the feelings of somebody else? Why should we have so much empathy? And that's pretty much what I've been trying to point out, is this was one of the arguments that Eric Kirk held. And I've been trying to point that out. It's not a celebration of the man's passing at all. It's more of a, hey, look, guys, sorry to use this opportunity, but this is an opportunity to show you that other people within this sphere that use this argument, well, their argument makes no sense. But that's not what I'm here for today. What I'm here for today is Sarah was up on Fatty's panel. that was funny. And she wasn't being a moderator. Instead, she was being one of the clowns, which is cool. And after a little while, after quite a long while, I should say, she got over it and went over to dive on her channel to discuss, I guess, his wife, widow, has had a statement she made, and she wanted to go over there and watch that and then discuss the entire Charlie Kirk situation. And there was this guy. Now, at first I was just watching, and what I ended up doing with today's video is I started off in the beginning where the guy joined, and then when he got kicked off, I cut out a big section. So if you guys want, it's a members video, but if you guys insist on watching the middle parts where I cut out, you can watch it over there on Sarah's channel. But this guy came in and he kept saying that he was a hard empath, but yet he was showing absolutely no empathy. And so speaking of being buzzed, I had to last night, man, I must have hit 4 or 5 dabs back to back before I went on. And that's one thing that took so long for me to get up. It had nothing to do with Sarah. Or nothing to do with the too many people on panel. It was pretty much, I had to put myself in a mindset where I didn't piss everybody off, because, I mean, I'm not talking against the man, but there may be some things that I say that somebody might not like. I kind I kind of have a habit of rubbing certain people the wrong way. So I have a link in today's description, and that link goes towards, or that link goes to a study about gun violence. But we're going to start off with, I guess, listening to his wife, his widow, giving her speech and whatnot, and then this ding dong just like cuts in, like he's trying to ask about, okay, so I guess Marte, I'm not even sure if it's true, but Marte got busted doing adult content, and I guess in some of that adult content includes lotion and a lot of self-touching. And he was grilled, like, I guess 2 days ago. Shoot, that commercial scared the heck out of me. You guys didn't hear it, but I sure did. Holy, so he was I guess he was busted and they roasted him for it, and that was pretty funny. And this guy, he's like now trying to bring that into this conversation that's totally not the atmosphere that was going on. Yeah. Pretty much by himself, though, from what I hear. From the expert who studied it. Yeah, that was what it was pretty much by himself. Anyway, let's go ahead and start this now that that commercial gave me a heart attack. And there was a point where I got stumped. And the reason why I have the study that I posted, there was a point where I got stumped and I couldn't explain it right off the bat. I wasn't able to I tried to look it up and I wasn't able to look it up quick enough. So I just went ahead and conceded to that. But it does seem like most of what I was saying was accurate.
All right. That was fun. That was fun. I got to do the fuck off, though.
I did have a lot of fun up there last night, though.
It's like, it's my outro. It's my outro. Okay. Did everybody have a good time? Everybody have
hello,
a good time.
Daisy.
No, that was fun. It was fun, but then it gets to a point where, like, I feel like we're just kind of running circles and I get bored, and that's not their fault. I just get, once we start going hard into politics stuff and like details and whatever's, it's just like, ugh, okay, been there, heard that. And that's probably because I've heard these fights fought on my own panel all the time. And so I can only take the politics stuff so much. Anyways, as Zesty Ash mentioned in the chat so rudely, look, nothing against Zesty, but you never go into someone's chat and say, hey, there's someone else that's live, we should go watch this instead. No offense, like, I do understand the nature of it, but this would have been a really good private DM message to say, hey, Sarah, are you aware that Charlie Kirk's wife is going to be going live?
Sometimes
right?
she goes,
but you don't announce that.
Rarely,
you don't announce that in the chat because you're taking away viewers from the content creator, and it's very rude. If I went and did that,
yeah, you should go watch that over on Patty's panel. It was pretty good too.
In anybody else's chat, I would be deemed as a very bad faith content creator. It would be terrible. Look, Tom's still in my fucking chat. Look at this. He's been in my chat all day. You big baby. Stay out of my chat. Stay out of my chat. Yeah, there you go. Mods, get him. Look, there's Fatty. Anyways, I had no idea that she was going to be doing this live stream. I poked in for a second, and I also, out of courtesy, I kind of went and trolled the YouTube streets to see if anybody else was streaming her live stream, just to make sure I was within my being politically correct to stream it. I saw Timcast is doing it, and along with many others, Officer Tatum's doing it. And if the bigger names are doing it, I feel like it would be okay. And we're going to start from the beginning of it. So I'm going to pull it up. We're going to back up the video, and I do want to watch it. All right.
I think she would,
So
and he would
does
want
everybody
it to
want to
be
do
shared.
that? And then while I'm doing that, I'll also go ahead and drop the link. We'll do, anybody can come join the panel, and we can talk, we can pause, whatever the case may be. I'm totally okay with other people wanting to join.
Now, in her defense, because she's kind of going to get a little bothered at the guy down there that just won't read the room. She's been on a panel for hours now, so I don't know if I could sit up there 6 hours on a panel listening to dumbasses.
Open panel, dumpster fire to watch, do kind of a watch party. Doesn't have to, we don't have to get out of hand, but I do want to watch this only out of, you know, I want to see kind of, excuse me, oh my goodness. Turning point. Yeah, I think somebody mentioned he delayed it due to the Erica Kirk. Let's see. I think they just ended it. So we'll be able to catch it right off the hold on, let me share screen. Share screen. This one. There you go. Okay, we'll bring this up. Okay. I will get hit with ads because I'm a cheap bitch.
Oh yeah, and I was also, I had to record this with a screen record, so I also got ads, and there's little jumps in there that are when the ads popped up, unfortunately. Oh, does Olive Boy private all of his lives? That sucks.
Wait, is this play? Oh yeah, that's right. Hold on, because it was a few minutes before she actually got started. All right, this is probably going to be sad and heartbreaking. You're all going to cry. There we go. There she is, right there. Okay.
And here we go.
Good evening. My name is Erica Kirk. Charlie Kirk is my husband. I first want to thank the local, state, and federal law enforcement who worked tirelessly to capture my husband's assassin so that he can be brought to justice. I want to thank the first responders who struggled heroically to save Charles's life, and the police who acted bravely to make sure that there were no other victims on that terrible afternoon.
The volume's up all the way.
I want to thank the officers who have protected our Turning Point USA family these past 2 days. And I want to thank the Turning Point USA board, the COO, Justin Strife, and my husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy, for all their work in these terrible days.
Hold on, let me pause this for a second. From Rumble side, Fafo says, in my honest opinion, a bad move, Sarah. You did a stream with Fatty while Charlie's wife was streaming. Number one, I had no idea. That she was going to be doing this. This wasn't brought to my attention until this chat over here popped up. Okay, this was the first acknowledgement that I had of this even happening, and this was at 8 o'clock. It's now 8:46. I had already agreed to a panel, and I stayed on panel out of respect for Fatty, and because I agreed to doing something without this being my knowledge. So
yeah, I mean, people seem to think that everybody who's doing any video online when they're doing it. Man, there's thousands of people out there, millions of people doing videos, but at least thousands, that if you took everybody on her channel and you took one other person's video that they watch, there's several thousand.
So, Faifo, as much as I understand what you're saying, okay, I get it, but as I looked around the YouTube streets, number one, there's tons of other people streaming right now. It's not out of disrespect. That's not a bad move if I already am aware. If I knew this was happening, maybe I would have moved differently, but this was new knowledge to me. Okay. So pipe down over there. Anyways, hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, what's up?
Not much. You can leave. Oh, come on, Faifo. Get out of here. Like, stop that. Look, I get it. You're mad, but like, what do you want me? Like, the world doesn't stop just because a stream's going. And out of respect, I'm not streaming it while it's happening either. I waited for it to end. So, and people can make their choices. Some people want to go watch it. Some people don't want to watch it. We're going to watch and have our moment here. Yeah, seriously. It's not.
Can I say hi to Marty?
Hi to Marty.
Hey, how's it going? I can't hear my mic, but hopefully you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I enjoyed your stream. I enjoyed your stream. I wish that you had talked more about your experience and less getting flamed.
Yeah, well, I guess I got thick skin, and that's why I love being on this channel. That's why I left Fatties, because I think it's, well, I'm not going to go into that. It's higher IQ over here. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, good seeing you, man.
Yeah, I don't think it was appropriate to bring up that during this event. You could have came up another time if you wanted to grill him on that.
Fair
Yep.
enough. All right. I'm going to go ahead and push play, gentlemen.
To
It's
be
only
the
15
stability
minutes.
for our family and for the wider Turning Point USA family as well. My heart is with every one of my husband's employees who lost a friend and a mentor. I want to thank the staffers of this.
And he's
Amazing Charlie
smiling.
Kirk.
This is what I don't get. The goofball is just sitting up there grinning ear to ear.
Show.
His
who
wife
helped
is good
him
looking. Wow.
Broadcast from this studio, this
Another inappropriate thing to bring up.
chair. Every day he loved it. He loved what he did. I want to thank the millions of people who have shown their love for Charlie here in Phoenix, across America, and worldwide. I want
How
to thank
old
my
was he?
husband's dear friend,
31.
Shut up.
31.
Vice President Vance, and his
Too young.
phenomenal wife, Usha, for their love and support.
Now, at this point, people were pretty much rolling into the chat. Dude, shut up.
You guys honored my husband so well, bringing him home. You both are tremendous. I want to thank President Trump and his incredible family for the same. Mr. President, my husband loved you. And he knew that you loved him too. He did. Your friendship was amazing. You supported him so well, as did he for you. 2 days ago, my husband, Charlie, went to see the face of his Savior and his God. Charlie always said that when he was gone, he wanted to be remembered for his courage and for his faith. And one of the final conversations that he had on this earth, my husband witnessed for his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Now and for all eternity, he will stand at his Savior's side, wearing the glorious crown of a martyr. Charlie loved life. He loved
We're
his
claiming
life.
martyrdom status
He
here.
loved
Shut up.
America. He loved nature, which helped him always bring him closer to God. He loved the Chicago Cubs. And my goodness, did he love the Oregon Ducks. Want me to say go Ducks, so I have to since they
Hey, guess what? I found a good thing about Charlie Kirk. He liked the Oregon Ducks. Good guy. Well, I mean, at least he liked the Oregon Ducks.
play on Saturday. So go Ducks. But most of all, Charlie loved his children. And he loved me with all of his heart. And I knew that. Every day I knew that. He made sure I knew that every day. Every day he would ask me, how can I serve you better? How can I be a better husband? How can I be a better father? Every day. Every day. Such a good man. He still is a good man. He was the perfect father. He was the perfect husband. Charlie always believed that God's design for marriage and the family was absolute.
What is he laughing about? This guy's a prick. She just said he's a perfect man, the perfect husband. That's what a wife should say. A wife that loves her husband and this guy just like laughed and grinning ear to ear. I don't he was getting under my skin.
Absolutely amazing, and it is, and it was the greatest joy of his life. And over he would tell all these young people to come and
Right?
find their future spouse.
Every
become
lost
wives and
life,
husbands and
every
parents.
single
And the
lost
reason
life
was
should
because
matter.
He wanted you all to experience what he had and still has. He wanted everyone to bring heaven into this earth through love and joy that comes from raising a family.
Amen.
It's
Shut up.
Charlie always said that
And even that amen was sarcastic. He was grinning from ear to ear when he said it.
if he ever ran for office, I know a lot of you asked if he ever was going to, but privately he told me if he ever did run for office that his top priority would be to revive the American family. That was his priority. One of Charlie's favorite Bible verses was Ephesians 5, verse 25. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. My husband laid down his life for me, for our nation, for our children. He showed the ultimate and true covenantal love. I will never, ever have the words to describe the loss that I feel in my heart.
Sorry for the random laugh. Somebody just kicked Pepper off the screen. Yes, you're talking about Charlie Kirk. Yeah, he was a debater. He would basically do public debates at college campuses or anywhere he could set up basically a stage and he had tons of people come up, and he was great, at least for one of the things I did like about him is he pretty much he gave everybody the opportunity to come forward and talk to him. He didn't try to, he wasn't fighting. He would talk clear. I don't know, a lot of it, I think, because of my view, I think was full of fallacies, but he was willing to put himself forward and allow people to confront him on his beliefs. So I believe that he absolutely believed everything that he spoke of. Hello, Erica. Yeah, I mention his wife and children every time I bring it up, and that's the sad thing is that he was a new dad. He was a new dad.
I
Hello,
honestly
Sue.
have no idea what any of this means. I know that God does, but I don't. But Charlie, baby, I know you do too.
Oh, with Pepper? No, I have no clue who that clown is. None whatsoever.
You do. So does our Lord. And our world is filled with evil. But our God, you guys, our God is so good. So incredibly good. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. Already I have seen the worldwide outpouring of love for my husband. I've heard the testimonies from people my husband inspired to get married, to start families, to seek out a relationship with God. It's the most important one of all. The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love. But they should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country and this world. You have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry. To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die. All of us will refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it. It will become stronger, bolder, louder, and greater than ever. My husband's mission will not end, not even for a moment. And one of Charlie's greatest talents was his ability, this phenomenal ability to choose great people to follow him. He could always find the ones who could handle any setback. And it's almost like he knew. He could see it in you. Even when you couldn't see it in yourself, he just knew. He knew you could handle it. You thought you only had 5% left, and he knew you had 15. He knew you were ready to go that extra mile even when you didn't. He always challenged people around him to work harder and to be better. He never gave up. And I love knowing that one of his mottos was never surrender. So I want to tell you that we'll never surrender. We never will. Ever. Ever. Our campus tour this fall will continue. There will be even more tours in the years to come. America Fest here in Phoenix this December will go on. It will be greater than ever. The radio and podcast show that he was so proud of will go on. And in a world filled with chaos, doubt, and uncertainty, my husband's voice will remain. And it will ring out louder and more clearly than ever. And his wisdom will endure. My favorite too, but my husband's favorite word in the English language was earn. He would call all of you to be people of action who earn the future America deserves. So to all of the young people who felt inspired by my husband's faith and hard work, all of you already know what Charlie would want you to do. You know. You know. If you're in high school or if you're in college, go find your local Turning Point USA chapter. Join it. Stay involved. He wants you to make a difference. And you can. You can. The movement's not going anywhere, and it will only grow stronger when you join it. If there isn't a chapter, you can't find one, then start one. There is no excuse. You can start one. And as my husband used to say in this room, every single day, if you want to get involved, the best way you can do that is going to tpusa.com. That's what he would say every day from this chair. Every single day. I watched his show every day, and he would always say, if you want to get involved, go to tpusa.com. If you're a pastor, join our movement at TPUSA Faith. And if you're a parent, I highly recommend that you come to America Fest in December. Sign up right now for that because we would love to see you. I would love to see you. Charlie would. He'll be there. He'll be there in spirit. Bring your kids, bring your family. But most important of all, if you aren't a member of a church, I beg you to join one. A Bible-believing church. Our battle is not simply a political one. Above all, it is spiritual. It is spiritual. The spiritual warfare is palpable. Charlie loved his Savior with all of his heart, and he wanted every one of you to know him too. He wanted everyone to know that if they confess the Lord Jesus Christ who rose from the dead, then they will be saved. Hear me when I say this, nobody is ever too young to know the gospel. Nobody. Nobody is ever too young to get involved with saving this beautiful country, this country my husband loved and still loves. And nobody is ever too old either. There's no age limit. I know my husband is still here. He's watching over us. I don't remember the last time I slept.
Oh, I
I couldn't
imagine
sleep last
sleep
night.
would not be something
And
that would be easy.
Charlie, baby. Charlie, I promise I will never let your legacy die, baby. I won't. I promise I'll make Turning Point USA the biggest thing that this nation has ever seen. I promise. Charlie, I love you, baby. Rest in the arms of our Lord as he blankets you with the words I know your heart always strived to hear. Well done, my good and faithful servant. When I got home last night, Gigi, our daughter, just ran into my arms. And I talked to her and she said, Mommy, I missed you. I said, I miss you too, baby. She goes, where's Daddy? What do you tell a 3-year-old? She's 3. I said, baby, Daddy loves you so much. Don't
He
you
was the
worry. He's on
co-founder of
he's on
Turning
a work
Point
trip with
USA.
Jesus, so he can afford your blueberry budget. And my goodness, am I so humbled to witness, Charlie, you alongside Jesus right now, doing what you always want to do, baby. Making heaven crowded, right?
Well, I mean, the grift must continue.
Making heaven crowded. I can't wait to see you again one day. Thank you all again who love my husband, who supported him, who wrote him an email every single day during his radio show. He read all of them.
Like I said, I believe he believed what he was saying, so it's hard to use grift. But yeah,
God bless
they
you
made a
all.
lot of money doing it.
And may God bless America.
All right.
And then she
That was
pulled him back up. No, this guy, he's going to keep saying that he's a hard empath, and he's smiling right now. There's not a moment that he's ever shown any ability to show emotion. And he's primarily the reason I came up. Now, there was a guy that came in that started picking on Brick, which, man, Brick's a mess, so... if he has a little bricky guy that comes in and wants to pick on him, I get it, but he was at least decent enough to not continue with the nonsense. This guy, it's like he couldn't figure out what feelings were if you punched him in the face.
Number one, Pepper, learn to read the fucking room.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know what your issue is or
My
why
comedy
you keep
mind.
talking.
And also I'm
there's
Canadian,
no comedy.
so it might not
There's
be...
no stop. There's no comedy built into any of what we were watching at all.
No, not
what
the topic.
fucking brain fart did you have to make you think I'm going to make this funny? Like nowhere in this moment did anyone think that should be funny.
Well,
literally
can
nobody.
I explain why?
And being Canadian is not an excuse. There's like
there's a
we
disconnect.
have so many fucking Canadians who watch us and join our panels
Okay.
who still know in this moment I should
But I
probably
didn't know who
stop
this
my
person
fucking mouth.
was that well.
Oh my god.
So for some
What
people, it
does
might
that
be
hold
more
on?
of
What
a-
does the title say? What does the fucking title say right here on this show? What does the title say?
Charlie Kirk and Irina.
Okay.
Zaretsky.
Okay. And now what did that video say that I had pulled up? Erica Kirk?
You want me to give your response, right?
She's trying to get you to engage with the conversation. What was the video that she had pulled up? It was his wife, Erica Kirk, speaking. And this video is titled, it was Charlie Kirk and I can't even pronounce the young lady's name, but the young lady who was stabbed in the subway. And he says he doesn't know who Charlie Kirk was, but later he's going to, be talking as if he does know who Charlie Kirk is, and even states that he knows who Charlie Kirk is. This guy's a freaking clown. He's a troll. And as far as his hard empath, I don't know. No, I think he's using that as like a social, what is it called? Darn it, I can't think of the word at the moment. I hate when I do that. As a social, social signaling, like virtue signaling, but not virtue, more on a social level of, oh, you have to feel for me because I have this psychological condition. But he doesn't match the psychological condition at all.
I want you to explain why you're tarded right now.
So it's media, but I shouldn't really divulge on why, and I just shouldn't do it. But it's a media thing, and I'm not going to get into it.
No, I don't think she's familiar
Pepper,
with
this
him. She asked him to come up on camera because she didn't know who he was, and he did end up, after bickering a little bit, he did end up coming up on camera. But he's not showing any emotion whatsoever, and I don't know if you necessarily need to show emotion, just not be all trying to be center.
The widow. She was speaking about on behalf of her husband and her family. It's a very tragic scenario, man.
I don't know how to respond here. I could respond honestly, but I feel like I should just shut up.
kind of help a little.
Well, when I tell you to shh the first two
I
times,
know. I really felt compelled to say amen at that time, right? Because it was hard hitting.
If you feel you should
Have
shut up,
kids,
just
guys.
shut up, dude.
Oh, Jesus Lord.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
Thank you. I accept your apology. Okay, moving on. That was incredibly powerful.
Hello, Goated.
In terms of, I think that shows a lot of strength on Erica's position, and the idea of we're not backing down, we're going to keep pushing. Wow. That takes a lot of, especially this all being so fresh and very much just happened, and for her to come out the gate and say we're still moving forward, that just shows a lot of strength right there. Marte, any thoughts from you?
When it really, like, you ever hear when somebody talks and it hits you right in the throat? She was speaking about the battle cry heard around the world, and that really hit me. And then she talked about her daughter asking for her father. How do you explain this? This is really tough to hear. So.
Yeah. Duck, any thoughts from you, darling?
Yeah, I just wanted to hop up and share this. Can you guys hear me okay? By the way, I'm on mobile.
I'm clear,
right
man.
now. Okay, so obviously I've never lost a spouse, but my friend Alex was one of the guys killed at the Aurora shooting in Colorado.
He gets
for whatever reason, just the way brains and society works, like the grieving and sense making process can sometimes take a decade. And so I think it was very courageous of Mrs. Kirk, of Erica, to step on stage to speak to the public, who people who care about her.
He did have that argument of lack of pretty much it needs to happen. It's a necessity. How did he put it? That it was prudent.
And want to make sure that she's doing okay. And so I would encourage people on both sides to sort of recognize that, she's going through a grieving process. She's managing a lot. And I think,
I think she's trying to be fair
at face value. I don't think the turning point is going to be okay. There's a lot of people that are going to make sure Charlie's
or that, or he's worth some boot money because people pay to boot him off the panel, so he's worth some bucks being up there.
Legacy is taken care of, again, just a lot of people behind her, pushing through with all of her responsibilities and family duties. It's heartbreaking to imagine what she's going through, and it's terrifying to imagine the scope of the responsibility, and it's terrifying that all of this has the backdrop of horrendous tragedy and violence against Mr. Kirk. That's it.
Thank you, Doc. Pepper, did you have any thoughts about what you watched?
Not about what I watched, but about the whole incident. Like, what's with the schools? What's with schools and psychos? Like, at all of those debates, it looks like everyone's in danger, and it has been for like the last 10 years with how irate college campus students get in those seminar rooms. Like, they're insane. If you go watch those videos, like, you can see how unhinged. So, like, what's with the schools? Like, what's with the education system to produce such maniacs?
Pepper, I think.
Yeah, I think to produce such maniacs, he's still goofing off, even though he's trying to talk about kind of on subject that it happened on a school campus, but he's still being a goof. He's still being an ass clown.
I think you're kind of tone deaf right now. We were just witnessing a widow talk, and witnessing your body language is crazy right now. The smirks and all that. I'm going to be the asshole in the room right now and just point that out.
I
don't like Marte too much, and
for why I
agree.
So I'm a hard empath, and with media, you know, like I have enough people in my own life to empathize with that. Like, do I really want to do this to myself and connect hard? And because I am a hard empath, like, so it's media, and I choose to not hard engage like with the empathy portion, and I'd rather talk about the event itself. But that's fine. Like, I'm not willing to actually do that right now.
See, no, I'm not sure if he's being absolutely disingenuous. I think that he's misunderstanding the term that he's using. Hard impact means that they care deeply about everybody's emotions. In a situation like this, they may be able to cut themselves out from emotionally reacting to, like, let's say a video that they're watching, but when engaging on a level like this, a hard empath would have a really hard time controlling their emotions, their empathy. And now they may end up doing what's taught to them to reduce the level of hurt that they're feeling, and they end up shutting down. And this guy hasn't showed any of that at all. He's shown absolutely zero empathy. Now, if anything, I would call him, now there's a psychological profile called a dark empath, and that's someone who understands, you know, other people's emotions, but they use it as a tool, kind of, and they disconnect themselves and detach themselves so that they can, it's a calculated detachment, and they still try to claim that it's empathetic. And that's kind of what I think this guy is going on.
I'm in too good of a place, and
Why are you on a panel then? I'm just curious.
Well, I'm interested in the topic at hand, and what I thought about her speech is it was powerful. It was well said. She hit some points, like you said, with the battle cry that I resonated with. I
Can I
don't
say
agree
something?
with the term assassination because we don't know that yet. That's one thing. I think it's pretty dangerous rhetoric to calling it an assassination, because then that means that it was paid for, right? It was hired. And that
Pepper,
means...
let me jump in there. Let me jump in on that. So
let me go ahead. Someone paid to boot you back. You got another 10 minutes, Pepper. That's fair.
Yeah, and yeah, from what I understand, he was a believer in God. Really, ultimately, if that's the case, especially if he's a Christian, that would mean that the kingdom of God is his kingdom, right? That's where he feels he felt that he would have belonged. So ultimately, even, you know, this great experiment that we have, America, it's great that we have this experiment that, if under my opinion, God has allowed us to do this thing, but ultimately it is God's kingdom that from what I understand, if he's a God believer, he has preached.
He is a Christian. He's a Protestant Christian.
Yeah. So
Hello,
a good Christian brother.
Hi, Brick. We got Bricky and we got Brick. We could build a whole house now.
Yeah.
Well, all in all, it's just another brick in the wall, isn't it?
All in all, you're just another brick in the wall.
Hey, Brick! Leave our kids alone.
Now, be careful, Bricky. Did you just watch?
Hey, Sarah, I did tell you.
Hold on, listen.
Yeah, this guy, I thought this guy was going to be another one of those that's going to come on and just be okay, Brick is an auditor, so you know, I'm sure he has people that don't like him too much, but I thought this guy was going to come on and be a jerkwad to Brick, and man, my finger was right on that button. But then I decided against it because I realized he had calmed down a little bit, but then that little ding dong came back up, and I just had to address him. And I kind of wanted to talk on this subject as well. I was sitting back, so what I was doing is I was trying to build up, which is weird because I've never had to do that on Sarah's channel, but because of this topic, I was trying to build up a little bit of nerve to go up there and I guess not nerve, but ability, calmness to go up there and not argue, but still talk about the topic. So, man, I got really ripped before I went up there.
Listen, pay attention. This is important. Have you been watching for the last 30 minutes?
No, I haven't, love. I've been doing a show with me and Chris. We've done our own show, love. And as soon as I've ended, this is the first place I've came to. So my apologies. I haven't. You have to update us.
Okay, so for the record, we just got done watching Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk's now widow, in her first address outward to speak on her husband's passing. So the mood is not to deal with drunk Bricky right now.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Keep that in mind.
No, that's totally appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do that. Like that. That's why we didn't. Me and Chris had a certain stream set up tonight, right? And we changed it because of the actual reason and kind of like that. The man deserves a lot more respect than what's been given. So no, I won't be that prick in that tit. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Did you have some thoughts on the matter?
Only that he's been turned into a martyr and his legacy will live on for longer than it was actually going to in the part. Like that man is what, he was 31, Sarah? Am I right in believing 31?
You are correct.
And he was 19 when he started. He founded Turning Point UK. Now we look at what he's achieved through his lifetime. Like when the wife told me this, Sarah, right? Okay, this was shock because I don't watch YouTube all the time. I don't, but she was watching TikTok because she's a TikTok flicker, and she said this to us, and I went, no, that's not true. Where's the sources from? Because as soon as it comes from TikTok, like use people to know that it could be just like, you know, like Trump was like apparently dead, you know, he wasn't alive. Okay, but then I saw, honestly, I couldn't sleep that night, you know. I couldn't fucking sleep. It actually affected us, and I didn't actually think it would, but here we are now, dealing with it, and for me, it's one of them ones. I think we're going to go bigger and stronger because of it, but I wish it never happened.
Yeah. Duck, you wanted to exit?
Yeah, so, and sorry, Bricky and Brick, I know you guys just got up here. And sorry, Sarah, thanks for having me up. If I had just had 30 seconds to eulogize Charlie, I would say the reason that Charlie is larger than life is because he understood that words mattered, and he did a lot with that. And our actions matter as well. Words and actions both are consequential. I would just, given the climate and everything, I would implore people to consider that the 22-year-old who will be going on trial for Charlie's murder will also, I'm sure, will recognize and appreciate that words and actions do have consequences as well. And so that's within the hands of the justice system. And I do think the most important thing that we can focus on right now as a community, as a community online, as well as, a country, as a global community who wants to let people know who we are, is again, rallying behind the Kirk family, making sure Charlie's legacy, his children, are taken care of, making sure that Erica has the support she needs for her many responsibilities, and ensuring that the void and the gap left by Charlie is, over time, it's one of those things that, people are going to step up to address, and they're going to take care of it then. And so, yeah, I just want to be incredibly gracious to Mr. Kirk and, thank Erica for sharing him with us while he was here. And I want to be incredibly gracious towards Turning Point, and again, the legacy and the political organization that he leaves behind. And that's it.
Oh God, I hope they don't choose Andrew Wilson to replace him. Oh man, I just thought about that.
For
Hey, the guy
$1,000.
sent $1,000.
Yeah, but it seems slightly immature.
It's all fucking
It's just
slick
for,
now.
it's a little,
See, it
little fun.
is.
I gotta grip it.
Uh-oh, Andrew. If you can't open it either.
Well, your hand greased the whole top of it.
My hand are fine. Here, high five.
It
My
literally-
shoes are fine.
It's look, feel it. Isn't that greasy?
It was like that already. Oh my God.
No,
you're
it
ridiculous.
wasn't. You greased the top.
Use
Oh
your
my
shirt.
Jesus,
Use your
Andrew.
shirt,
If you can't open the olive jar, you cannot
Here,
blame my
while we're
hand.
doing olive jar.
If you're so strong, you should open it.
Yeah, I got to be able to grip it.
Okay, we'll grip it. Let's
It's
go.
literally slippery. Nah, you fucker.
Force doctrine.
Bullshit.
All right.
The force
I just wanna
doctrine
say
at
for
play.
record,
We got a little olive juice. Let's get off the table.
So
Get
does
off
he
the
have
table.
does he own your free will now? Because he could open it and you couldn't, based on Forrest?
Yes.
God
Duck.
bless you.
I
God
think
bless
this is a rare Duck win for once. Thank you, Duck.
Mhm.
Those are such kind words.
You're very welcome, Sarah. Take care. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Duck. Have a
God
good
bless you,
night.
Doc.
Bye.
And Marte, you'd like to go as well?
Yeah, this is a bit heavy for me. I don't know. It was maybe I don't know if it was a pepper thing in the beginning, but it's kind of hitting hard right now. Just real quick, I'll wrap this up. Charlie's inspired me also, as well as Andrew Wilson. But this also makes me think of like people like me who are going to be doing IRL debates. I'm not making this isn't about me, but this is about debates moving forward in the future who plan on carry on a message of Christianity, maybe virtue, and a better society. This does inspire me, but it's also with a heavy heart that I talk about this. It's really tough to even talk about. His wife, like Duck was saying, I thank their family for sharing him with us while he was here. I appreciate media outlets for sharing him and his presence here when he was here. He was a fighter. This guy was a gladiator. He didn't take shit. He wasn't a fascist because fascists silence the critics. He didn't silence his critics. He implored discourse with everybody. And I plan on following suit. I hope that everybody else that plans on doing IRL debates doesn't stop fighting in the trenches and does this as well too.
Big up, Mart, yes.
It was good to see you up here, Marte. You really do have a good fight in you, bro, and I love that. You keep it up.
Yeah, you've a good
you.
debate, Mart, yes. You genuinely are, friend.
Now, you would think an empath, after being kicked out twice, would be able to possibly drum up some empathy.
And yeah, you're a funny fucker as well. You are, but in this moment in time, we need serious people. We need people to step up and take over, like, and step into the place where Charlie was and whatnot. You know, we've got a lot of people willing to do that, but when people do it, we'll find out if like just. I'm trying to be serious, Sarah. You know, it's very hard for me to do that, love. It is, but I really do appreciate all this, like everyone crowding around Charlie and whatnot. This is what needs to happen, and we do not need to encourage violence at all. You know, violence is not the answer, right? It is not, right? It may be from one side, but for me, just freedom of speech. You know, that's what we need. Who's a new fella on the panel? We've got a new fella.
Pepper had to get a little time out. I actually think I'm kind of burnt out too. I wanted to continue on, but that video just kind of really like took the last little bits of my
Sarah does
everything.
I totally understand too.
It sucks when your hero dies. That's for sure. So anyone who was, being influenced by this guy and they were, he was showing them inspiration on kind of fighting for the West. From what I saw, the guy, he did care about the West. I don't really agree with all of his approaches on fighting other Westerners in a divide, but
this is what pisses me off here, Sarah. This is what pisses me off here. It's the button whataboutism that's going to come from him now.
Oh no,
Yep.
no.
He was working on it.
So for me, he wasn't.
So did he?
Like,
did
he did care about the West. I do believe
that
that he cared about the West.
Did he
And
deserve to meet the fate he
totally
did?
respect him. I just don't agree with exactly his full approach.
So you don't
from
agree
what
with
I've
freedom of
seen.
speech?
But I do think that in his heart he believed in the West, right? So like, if something is going to be counterproductive, like I want to fight for the West too.
So what's your first?
So
What's
I do
your First
respect that,
Amendment?
is what
as
I'm
an American?
saying.
What's your First Amendment as American?
I'm not American.
What are you then? Canadian.
Bingo.
He is.
We don't have amendments.
You have a charter, right?
Yeah, we have a Charter of Rights and Freedoms.
Right. Okay. So, do you believe in freedom of speech?
I do, yeah.
Right. So then, what was Charlie saying?
Hey, there I
That
am.
wasn't like. Is it just because of the
Okay,
fact that
well,
said
so
stuff
I
that you didn't
think
agree
that
with?
one of the paths to fighting for the West is making sure that no one falls behind.
What did Charlie
And,
say that you disagreed with?
Well, he was talking about fighting. Okay, so people getting schooling being a bad thing for a lot of people, and while I do agree with a lot of it, I just think that you're throwing the baby out with the bathwater in a few things. I don't disagree with the guy. I think that he had a good point. I don't think he was exactly, perfect in his politics, but I do think that he cared for the West, and
So
you got to respect it.
Do you agree that he should have met his fate? What he met? What would you agree that what happened to him was justified?
I would never. It's pretty
Right.
sad, right? It's pretty sad.
It is. So then, why would you need to use this whataboutism? Okay.
Oh
when
no,
you-
I just I like to talk about politics. I'm not like I said, I'm a hard empath. When I do
Very
it,
good with
so
hard
I
empath.
do it
Politics,
sparingly,
all
and
of
I
us,
try
yeah.
and keep to philosophical and logical topics instead
Bullshit.
of getting into.
Philosophical and
Horseshit.
logical
You know,
and
you
nothing
have said
to do with
repeatedly that
politics.
you're a hard empath, and honestly, from what I'm seeing, I don't see any capability of empathy from your actions.
So,
I mean,
hard
because you
empath,
say hard empath
feel
doesn't
someone's
mean
emotions, right? But that doesn't mean that I would want to feel everyone's emotions at all times.
then he goes into describing regular old standard empathy, that sometimes every once in a while you can have empathy for somebody around you. That's not a hard empath. Hard empaths actually have a hard time going through life because of the level of empathy they feel for others.
So a lot of times, the harder they can do something, the less sparingly they might do, because it takes up more.
So am I right in assuming that the word hard empath means that you cannot avoid, or it's almost impossible
When
for
I
you to
do
avoid
it,
empathy?
I can feel it very, very deeply. Therefore, it's maybe in my best interest to not do it in media topics, right? Like, are you going to be sad every single day because someone loses a husband every single day?
There's
Well,
nothing.
it sounds
Hold
more
on,
like
stop,
selective
stop, stop,
empathy
stop,
than
stop, stop,
okay.
stop, stop. There's nothing wrong with not having empathy in the moment.
Well,
Okay.
I choose who I want
There's
to.
nothing wrong with that, as do I. Even I put my empathy card away, especially with what you're saying for media and stuff. Even I put my empathy card away. But there is just a simple matter of respect in reading the room, right? If there's other people in the room that are trying to be respectful and just give 15 fucking minutes to listen to a video of someone talking about their husband who just passed, just basic fucking respect out of that, right? And even with the whole situation, just out of respect for the fact that there are people that are hit by it and there are people that are hurt by it, and just simply out of respect of what you're saying and how you're saying it.
In a way, I would have to argue that respect would require some level of empathy. Right, and I believe
Yeah,
that
make people mad.
a common empathy should be able to, especially in this situation, right after a young lady had given a speech about her husband who had just passed. I think that even the basic average level of empathy would let you know that it's probably not good to just come in joking about
Well,
whatever and maybe talk about the subject at hand.
I can do a lot of apathy too. I have that ability, and that's
So
what I'm doing.
That doesn't describe hard
now
empathy.
Stop. You don't have to have empathy.
No,
you don't have to have any. It's just basic fucking social cues in reading the room. That's all. Neve, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that. I refuse to believe that somebody so empathetic could come onto a panel without reading the title, reading this.
I don't think what I
reading
did
the
was that
YouTube
bad.
link.
You guys are trying to crucify me for
No,
me
listen to my
not
point. Stop
giving a
interrupting me,
fuck.
retard. Stop interrupting me, retard. Listen to what I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm
we call
saying
me
if
a
you were
retard ad
empathetic,
hominem.
because
Fuck
you
off.
literally are. We're not debating. You're listening and you're smoking. You're making yourself look dumb.
No,
Listen to
I'm
what
not.
saying.
You can fuck
If
off.
you were
Stop looking
empathetic,
at me.
if you were empathetic, you would have read the room and the tone of the discussion that you were entering before you came on and made it about yourself. You're
Well,
not
actually, I
empathetic.
wasn't sure how empathetic everyone
Nave's
was
pretty
to this.
awesome.
I wasn't
Okay, why
sure
would
if
that
you could
matter?
comment or not.
Why would that matter if you had a principled stance
When I
around
said
compassion?
amen, there's a lot of people that say amen in the middle of something. It's actually a blessing.
Great. I can
Everyone
accept
is
that.
you. So just because you don't
Okay.
do something doesn't mean that I
Can you
allowed
accept?
to do it. If I want to
Can you
say
accept?
amen when I hear something that I want to come into fruition, I'm going to say
Yeah,
amen.
literally no one cares, dude. Literally no one
This
cares.
is two
Can you accept that you
Canadians
hit the link
fighting.
again after being paid
Fuck
off
off. Stop
for 20
focusing on
minutes?
me.
You literally hit the link after being paid off for 20 minutes because you're a narcissist, because you like the attention.
No, I
and
just
despite
don't
knowing
care
that you have
about.
no
I
okay,
just
you don't care.
about
You don't
being
care
sad.
about the panel. You don't care about the panel
No,
that
I
you're
care
spending
about
your free
Charlie
time
Kirk
on.
and
Do you understand how dumb you sound?
school
For the
shootings.
record, this is Canadian on Canadian violence, and I'm
Yeah, because he's
laughing
actually
inside.
fucking
Yo,
it.
force me
This guy literally
to
has a
think what
disability
you
or something.
want,
He's
okay?
dumb.
If I interpret something under a different lens than you, because I just don't want to be steered by media.
Okay, so is your expectation that you hit a panel link and then everyone is just so
Yo, people
expected
die every
to
day. Are you
Okay,
sad
can you
every
just like
day?
stop talking while I'm
You're
talking?
not
Is that
empathetic
possible?
enough.
Hold on.
Is it possible for you to just like
let me
listen to what I'm saying? or
remove
not?
the idea.
I'm just not a
remove,
pussy. You can fuck
hold
off.
on, Pepper. Shut up for a second. Listen, we were playing a video. Everyone was quiet. You interrupted and said something from the very get-go. Nobody responded to you. We all sat silently and still continued listening. The chat started saying, shut up. And then again, you said it
Yeah.
again. And then I said, shh,
People
quiet.
are pretty sad, right?
And then it's not even sad.
not.
It's we wanted to hear the fucking video.
Specifically, what you were bringing up was Marte's Yank videos. And that's No, he'll really come up later. inappropriate. in this situation. No, he comes up later. That was Nave that was speaking with the no icon. Nave's pretty good. I like Nave.
Last
It's-
night, I
was
thought that he
brought
should have talked more. They didn't let him talk.
Sir,
How
if I
do you
may,
know how
I'd
dark
like
and
to
sinister
address.
Sorry.
I am, my
Sorry,
friend.
I didn't mean to bring
Go
up
ahead.
there.
Go ahead, Brick.
Wait, am I behind? How am I behind? Yeah, that's KO Dave coming up right now.
Okay.
You know,
No, yeah, me. I was trying to get in. So, Pepper, I just want to explain something to you. Okay, there's the idea that you would apologize for something you haven't even done.
Oh, I did apologize.
Hold on.
Picture of him.
And I love. No, actually,
I don't like to be.
That was one of those moments where a commercial interrupted. There's going to be a couple of those, and there's also a spot where I skip forward through the conversation.
I don't like to be put in a box.
Or no, that was earlier. So yeah, there's a couple of spots where the commercials might have interrupted. So like a point where Brick was doing a prayer, it cut it off by a commercial. I guess YouTube doesn't like prayer.
interrupt. This is what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
so what
You
does your
remi-
cousin do that I
Oh,
did?
it's a nephew.
fill it out for me.
Pepper.
Fill it out for me, Clay.
Pepper.
What do I do that your
Pepper,
cousin
calm
does?
down. It's a nephew. I'm
Oh, your
40 years
nephew.
old. You remind me of my 15-year-old nephew. I don't know how old you are, but you remind me of him.
Sick
and
burn, bro.
Brick,
Sick
Brick,
burn.
Brick, Brick, what's your fucking point? Why did you bring that up?
Fucking burn,
Hold on,
bro.
hold on. If you really just stop
Act like a
and
15-year-old.
listen, yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Okay,
So,
explain
hold
how.
on.
Because
I
I
can't
laugh
do
at
that if
fucking
you're not listening.
politics.
God gave you 2 ears.
Yo,
and
they
one
threw
mouth
babies out
so
in
that you could
certain
listen
times. They
more
do
than
all
you
this
talk.
shit to
But
get
you're
your
not.
heartstrings going.
You don't know how to listen. You don't know how to
want my
listen. You
heartstrings
have to
going.
listen in order
Politics.
to take in information, and then from
I'd
that
rather
point you
keep
can
it
make
cool.
I don't understand how this became a legitimate argument.
judgment calls.
Oh, you act like a 15-year-old. Okay, yeah. I mean, then move it forward, but whatever.
And you're not doing it right now. You're not listening at all. Okay.
Rick, I think Neve was the better representative.
And I do understand what Brick's trying to point out, but he's doing a really poor job of it. He's not able to communicate back and forth. He's just throwing out what he thinks sounds snappy at the moment. He's unable to a question and answer type of conversation.
Than you.
Hold on. Stop. I can't have this conversation with Pepper.
You're trying to
If it's
shame me
Also,
for
other
not fucking
people.
giving
No,
a
I'm not
shit.
trying to shame you. I'm trying to
Yes,
have a
you are.
conversation with you.
That's exactly what
As
you're
an
trying to do.
adult. Adult.
You get to your
adult.
fucking point.
Can we
dude.
have a conversation man to man?
You need to get to your point instead of saying, "Can I get to my point?"
Calm down.
You calm down.
Calm down, dude.
You calm
How
down.
old are you? How old are you?
Get to your fucking
How
point,
old are
dude.
you? How old are you? How old are you? Can you answer?
You
a
have
simple
a
question?
point. How
If
am
you
I
didn't eat
compared
breakfast
to
today,
your
how would you feel?
15-year-old nephew?
If you didn't act, hey Pepper, if you didn't eat breakfast today, how would you feel?
How
would you feel?
do I remind you?
This guy is stupid, Sarah. I can't do it. I can't.
If
do
I
it.
eat breakfast,
Yeah.
what if I didn't eat breakfast?
Yeah, how would you feel if you didn't eat breakfast today?
Depends what I ate last night. What's your point?
You can't engage, bro. This is what I'm talking
you
about.
asked me a
have to
question.
listen.
How would I feel if I didn't eat breakfast? It depends
Yeah.
how I ate what I ate last night.
Okay,
Like
and
if
how
I
would
ate
you
a
feel right now?
huge fucking meal and drank a bunch of beer and didn't have breakfast, I probably wouldn't feel that hungry. But if
Okay, that's great.
What are you getting at?
But if Pepper, you have to listen, and if you listen, then I will ask you a question, right?
I was listening.
If I ask you a question, and if you're willing to engage,
are you going to ask me the question?
this is the difference between stupid.
Ask the
people and
fucking
unintelligent
question
people.
instead of being like, "Hey, you need ask a question."
If you didn't eat breakfast today, how would you feel?
If I didn't eat breakfast today, I would feel just.
I know the analogy he's going with, and he's using it wrong. If you did not eat food today, how would you feel? And the answer is hungry. And then you go forward with, if I put a burger in front of you and told you you couldn't eat it, how would you feel? And that's looking for another emotion. But he's not using this right. It's like, well, I mean, it is Brick. It's a frauder, you know what I mean? They don't quite use their complete brain. So he's not going through the steps, the process to find out if this person's actually able to engage in a conversation.
How I felt today because I didn't eat breakfast.
So you can't engage.
What are you asking?
It's a hypothetical. It's a hypothetical. If you didn't eat today at all.
Oh, if I didn't eat at all.
Yeah, if you didn't eat breakfast, if you didn't eat
Now
lunch,
he's asking
if
it
you
right.
didn't eat
Lunch. Okay, so if you didn't eat for
didn't,
how many meals, how would you feel?
didn't,
You'd feel
if
hungry.
you did not, if you did not,
You'd
It's a
feel
hypothetical.
hungry.
Yeah, you would feel hungry. So here's the thing: you can engage.
Okay.
You have
nice.
the ability to engage with a hypothetical, right? That means you have the ability to
No, I
listen.
was engaging. You said if you didn't eat
So you
breakfast,
have
I
the
didn't know
ability.
what
You did
the
hear
fuck
what I
you're
said.
talking about.
So you did hear what I said.
I don't know what
I
this
responded
is.
to what you said.
Okay, finally, after I don't know 10
No,
minutes.
not finally. The first fucking time.
No, you didn't. You really didn't. The answer was I would
I
be hungry.
did. If I
But
didn't
you-
eat breakfast,
you
I
didn't
didn't
even
even understand what you were
God,
getting
bro, you're
at.
so dumb.
If you didn't eat breakfast,
If you ask me, you're
no,
both
shut the
pretty
fuck up. You're
dumb.
dumb. If you didn't eat breakfast, that's your hypothetical.
How much time
okay,
do you
well,
need?
I might feel
How much
hungry. I
time
might
do you need to
not.
spur?
Depends
How
on
much
what I
time do you
ate
need to
last
spur?
night. Are you talking about
I don't
this,
think Sarah
this
has enough
rooming,
time
or are you
for
talking
this.
about in general?
Stop.
What the fuck's your
He's
point?
trying to do is to see if you can engage with the
I
hypothetical.
could engage. He's fucking
with
retarded.
active listening. The
If
point
you
is that
don't
he's
eat long enough, you get
Listen,
hungry.
Pepper,
That's,
this is
are you gonna
yes,
finish your fucking
for
point?
fuck's sake.
Another way to go through this is simply if I have Legos and my stack of Legos is 15 bricks high, and I add 15, or if I add 5 more bricks to that stack of Legos, how many bricks high would it be? That's another way to find out if the person's able to engage in a typical hypothetical or if they're just being a troll.
Like, that's what he's saying. He just wants you to say, I'd be hungry. How would you feel if
Okay,
you
I
didn't
would
eat
be
breakfast
hungry.
this morning? Instead,
Let's
you
fucking
go
go.
off
What's
on-
your point?
Instead, you're going off on all these other tangents. Well, I
I'm
don't know.
not
I ate
even,
last
dude.
night, blah, blah, blah.
I'm
That
not
means you're
even.
not
No,
going
I'm asking him what
to
the fuck he
engage
means.
with the fucking question. Back to
You
you.
guys are insane.
Yeah, so the idea here is to see if you're going to engage. But what happens is people who don't want to engage become defensive and they go off on all these tangents because they feel some kind of a way about what we're talking about. And it's okay that you might feel
Well,
some kind of a
you're
way
straw-manning
about what
me,
I'm
but-
saying. No, it's not a straw man, dude. No.
It is a straw man.
I'm actually analyzing the person that I'm talking to. That's actually what I'm doing.
No,
And
you're
not
gaslighting as
understanding
fuck,
that.
and you're avoiding even
I'm analyzing.
interacting with me by saying
it's
that I
normal
can't
sociology,
interact.
bro.
Right, and it's actually quite circular at this moment, and that's why I was saying if he doesn't get the first analogy being used, then move to another analogy, and until you find one that lands. And you don't have to keep doing that if the person's not going to be able to engage in analogies at all. Such as if you won a contest, and in that contest was a case of soda, and once you received your case of soda and got it home, you were all happy, and you opened up the soda and realized there was water inside. How would you feel?
This is actually
Dude, no,
sociology.
Your answer shows that you're able to engage with the conversation. This kid's just up there trolling. And what this is between them two, I have no clue. Weenie wagon, maybe?
Trying to paint this picture that I can't interact. Interact. You're saying
Okay.
you can't interact.
Now ask me a question.
Ask you a question about what?
Anything.
Just a random question.
Whatever you want to talk about.
What do you stream about?
Nightwolf.
Do I stream about?
Smoking
Yeah,
Instructions by Nightwolf.
deal?
Cops.
Gods in general? Like,
Cops. He's a frauditor or auditor, whichever one you will call him. He records cops and echoes freaking, what was it? Ass Elmos. Oh, do you know what the First Amendment, 5 parts of the First Amendment are? And yeah, he's that guy.
Cops.
Yeah, I film cops.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Which actually kind of shows that I am able to engage with people on the other side without just poking at them for what they do in other atmospheres.
For my engagement now? Are you ready for my engagement? Okay. So there's something that happens, right, that is in the world, right, that we live in, where we engage with each other. And sometimes things happen that are absolutely terrible. Would you agree that sometimes it's good to apologize for things that we didn't even do?
To apologize? Fuck no.
So then this is the thing. So what that is that you have, I forget this.
I have what? Because I say fuck fuck you.
Don't freak out. Don't freak out,
dude.
Actually, Brick made a pretty good point there, because a hard empath would think that there are times that they would have to apologize for something that they didn't do.
You
Don't
and your
freak
fucking
out.
little hypothetical
I
mind.
didn't even say
Fuck
anything.
you.
So you're just gonna
No,
say
all
fuck
this
you.
chat, all this
So
chat.
here's the
listen to
thing:
this
you
fucking
cannot
pussy.
engage.
Listen
all
to
you're
this
gonna
fucking
do,
pussy
all you're
trying
gonna
to
do
paint
is
this
spurg out.
picture after I
You have a
respond the way he doesn't
difficulty
fucking
in
want me
life.
to.
I'm
You
seeing
have a
narcissists.
difficulty in
Anybody
life.
else?
You have a difficulty in life with actually
I
getting
don't
along
have
with people.
shit difficulty.
You're getting,
Fuck
you're
off.
you're
Why are
having
you
a problem
saying
with
that?
it right now.
Why are you saying that? Go
It's
fuck
difficult
yourself.
for you to get along with people, is it not?
To get along with people, you're the one that's now fucking
Is it difficult
infantilizing
for
me.
you to get along with
You're
people?
infantilizing me right
I'm
now,
asking
trying to
you.
paint this picture.
Why are you so defensive?
Engage, and I'll
Why are you so
respond.
defensive?
Okay, if you're gonna
Why are
fucking
you
do
so
this
defensive?
psychoanalytical bullshit and
Why
paint a
are you
picture to the
so
audience,
defensive?
I am not with it.
Why
So
are
go
you so
fuck yourself.
defensive? Why are you so defensive?
Why are you so
Why? No, stop.
passive
Stop.
aggressive?
It's my turn.
I don't know. Why
It's
are
my
you so
turn. You
passive
haven't wanted-
aggressive? Like
look,
you're like a fucking woman.
You did your little question. Now
You're
it's
like
my
a fucking
turn.
woman, dude.
Why are you so defensive?
Why are you so passive aggressive?
Why are you so defensive? It's not
Why
passive
are
aggressive.
you attacking right now? Why are
It's
you
not attacking. Wait, hold on. You
You're
really
calling
believe
me
that words are
defensive?
attacking?
That's not a fucking.
Well, he's passive aggressive because he's an auditor, and that's kind of what they do.
Fucking good
You
thing.
really believe that words are an attack?
Listen, you're trying to paint
Do you
this
know what the
picture
word
to the
attack
audience.
means? It's
Don't
a
buy into
physical
this guy's
force against
psychoanalytical
you.
bullshit.
I can't attack you with words.
Call it out for what it is. When people are like
What are you
this,
talking about?
little fucking. Oh, I'm
No,
gonna
I don't think
infantilize
so.
Just gonna
You
freak
can't
out.
engage with people.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Why
instead
don't
of
you
saying
just
I
start
can't
spurging on
engage with
someone
people,
else?
You have
Spurg on
to
other people,
just
bro. 'Cause
engage.
it's not going to work with me. You're defensive.
Wow.
And I don't know who hurt you.
I'll
Who hurt
comment on
you?
the topic. You're accusing
hurt
me of
you?
being defensive.
Who
Fuck
hurt
off.
you?
I'm not.
I'm sorry.
I'm happy we're done watching those retards slap
What the
their
fuck
dicks
are you
together.
even-
I'm
Holy
sorry,
fuck.
Pepper.
Right?
I'm sorry somebody hurt you,
Thanks.
Pepper.
Maeve
Something
Maeve
legal. I
nailed
think
it.
you wanted to
Picture. Go
ask
fuck
a question.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh, yeah, I
Was that it? Was that it? Was that it? Was
I'm
that
the
all
one-
the dick slapping we're getting?
Something Weevil.
Hold on.
I think you wanted to
Hold
ask
on.
something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I will. First off, I want to say is I'm the one who booted you because you were rude during the video. You say you
Yeah,
don't know
I
the man,
agree.
you don't know the politics, you don't
I
know everything
agree.
that's going on. Hold on, let me say it before you
He's
get
not
defensive
gonna
on me.
stop. He's going to do it. He's going to
I just want to say
agree.
before you jump on a panel,
agree.
maybe read the title and look up the names of the people. Do your research before
No,
you
I
jump
do know
in.
who Charlie Kirk is.
No.
Put him again.
Okay, then
Put
why
him
are you
again.
saying you didn't know who he was? You said you didn't know who he was like
Okay.
5-10 minutes ago.
I saw.
You most
no, I
certainly
know who
did.
Charlie
Okay,
Kirk is.
anyways,
He's
do
on
the
Fox
research before you
News,
jump in and start
but I don't
laughing at a
know him
moment
as
of
well as
silence.
Some people might know him because he got big in the last couple years.
What?
Yeah.
Let your penis
Yeah.
has never done in the last
But I
few
haven't
years.
paid attention since like honestly 2017 because he was big back then too.
Well,
He
it
was
looks like you
getting
got
big.
some
So that's
reading to
what I've
do.
seen of him.
Looks like you got some
Well,
content
that's
to
what I'm
catch up
saying.
with.
Do
Once
your
you're done doing
research.
that, hit the
Do your
did
research
try
of
to
like
do last
current
night. It was
events,
super hard
what's
to
going
find
on. If you're not in America, jump on America's current events. If you want to get on a panel that we're talking about American current events, do your research before you jump on and get mad at everybody else.
Werbs.
So on that, she vets the people that she allows to do debates, the full debate. She makes sure that they're kind of capable of making logical arguments. And one good way to find out if individuals who don't really have a record in the debate atmosphere are able to debate is to allow them up on this nonsense panel, which she usually calls the gauntlet. And that panel, she allows people up as long as they're going to cam up, show her that they're real people. I think I got lucky, and I explained to her well enough that I'm not a troll, and I think the panel was light the first night that I came up, and I had like spoken her chat, so I'm sure on that one I didn't have to cam up when she asked me on that day, but for the most part she wants you to at least cam up in the back. You don't have to come up on cam all the time. If you're in a debate, you do have to be on cam, but that's about the vetting she does, is throw up your camera, let me know you're not going to be a troll, and well, I mean, let me know you're not a robot, you know?
Herbs over on the Rumble side said, Sarah, tell Pepper to fuck off for me. He needs to think about what he said. I
Fuck
concur.
off, Pepper.
Yeah. Fuck off,
Well,
Pepper.
now on
I
that
got
matter,
one
I've
opinion.
said
Fuck
some.
off, Pepper.
Sorry.
Let's do this. There was a few boots.
But that's
so
what I
I'm
had
gonna-
to say. So thank you,
I'm
Sarah.
gonna send you backstage for a little bit, Pepper. My brain can't handle all this. Jose, I believe you wanted to bring it back around to the actual thing we were fucking talking about. Go ahead, Jose.
Oh man, I appreciate it. Well, first of all, hello panel, hello everybody. Sarah, thank you so much. God bless everybody. Hopefully everyone's having either a great night, great afternoon. I don't know the time zones really well there.
Now, if you're wondering why I'm going on to a lot of this empathy thing, a lot of Charlie's argument was that there's too much empathy. There's too much. We're caring way too much about everybody else's feelings. Everybody else's feelings. If it doesn't affect you, you shouldn't be concerned.
You know, it goes to show you. I'm glad I actually came on the time that I did because Mr. Pink or Red Hair Spurg was very interesting. It's actually, I wanted to just pay respect.
Don't tell anyone.
The Kirk family. It was just something, I saw the live stream, and I said, look, I'm at work today. I'm on my meal right now. I work in the warehouse. I just want to pay my respects to the Kirk family, and also to address the fact that people like Mr. Pink Red Hair guy. That's the issue. That's where the issues are coming from. Imagine him times 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. That's what we're facing in the country. God bless the Kirk family. Erica, God bless you. What she did, it's just imagine what she's going. There's no way to even imagine what she's going through. There's no level of there's empathy, of course, but there's no level of understanding.
Yeah, now I'm gonna heat it up.
Children are going through. God bless them for the future. God bless them economically, spiritually, financially. I'd still have faith in mankind because this event, this assassination of Mr. Kirk, shouldn't define how we treat other people. It should, in fact, give a light to the issues that are going on in the country. Mr. Pink Red Hair guy is a prime example of that. Imagine him times 10,000 or 50,000, even 100,000.
And that's when I made my argument. That's when I formed my argument in my head. My very next argument is going to be, I've made this argument before. I can imagine an entire nation, just like Mr. Redhead guy, both Republican and Democrat. I've made this exact argument before, right here on this channel. Not my channel, Sarah's channel.
That's what's going on in the country right now. It's definitely ideological warfare going on, a spiritual battle, in fact.
Yeah, there's no violence coming from the right, though, Jose.
I'm sorry?
There's no violence, political violence coming from the right like there is on the left. You name one. I get what you're saying. Where do we see the same reaction coming from the right towards the left?
And that's what I agree upon most. Again, I said a minute and a half. I don't want to take anybody else's time.
You're fine. You take your time, Jose.
No. I know. I got to get back to break. My break ends in almost like 5 minutes. By the way, New York City courts, they're open 7 days a week. So, that 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. So my ass got to get back soon. But all I'm saying is that this is where the issue is systematically. There's a systematic issue going on in the country. God bless the Kirk family again. Charlie Kirk, he understood fundamentally what was going on in the country. Yeah, his rhetoric may have seemed very harsh, but guess what? The country needs harsh words. They need harsh words to move forward. You can't move forward past the wall. The wall is the fact that we have to give people leeway to say what they want. Mr. Pink Red Hair guy is a great example of that. You want to let guys like that have free speech? I believe in free speech, but there has to be a hard line drawn when it comes to that. Everybody.
Well, if Zora Mondani wins, mate, you haven't got free speech.
I'm sorry, Bricky.
Actually, the guy made a very good example that you guys do want empathy. That's what you're arguing for. Hey, guy, why don't you show us a little bit of empathy? And this guy passed away. His wife just gave a speech. This is exactly what you're arguing for. You're just not seeing it.
If Zora Mondane wins, you haven't got free speech in New York, have you? You've got a socialist community.
Oh, bro. Don't get me started on
God,
that.
God bless you. You sound like a genuine, right-minded person. But this world is fucked up. I'm from Britain, my friend. I realize how fucked up the world is. I've got no place to judge. But again, like I see New York going down a path which is very much like what Britain's going down. So
Yeah,
I hope that it doesn't go that way for you, my friend.
No, I personally can picture 300 million or so, the whole United States of people exactly like.
I'm going to let myself cook
and on
here.
both sides, as far as on both the Republican and the Democratic side, and that is a complete lack of empathy. Now, I've made several posts over the last few days talking about this subject, and they were specifically designed to kind of tug at the heartstrings of people who supported him. And it wasn't celebrating at all. Now, there are posts that I've seen, such as the one where he's leaning to the left and it says he finally went left. That's a disgusting, horrible post. And I've seen similar posts on the right side, and it's always explained as, oh, it was just a joke. And what I think today has shown, and every time I've mentioned this subject, as I will right now, I've always thought about his wife. I've always thought about his family. He's a new dad, things like that. And all he was doing was speaking. And your speech should not be silenced in this way. This is horrible. Your speech should not be silenced at all.
Well, that's your First Amendment in America, isn't it?
Now, I've made sure to always mention that when I'm talking on this subject, but my purpose in the kind of inflammatory post that I have made was to show that everybody does, in a way, want empathy, because when somebody speaks out without empathy, such as Pepper, they're treated as outcasts. Well, if the entire nation is full of Peppers, how is anybody going to ever get along? How are we ever going to move anything forward? Wow, do you see how many? Do you see how many shaking heads? Yep. So, I mean, that argument kind of falls flat on his face a little bit.
Ground, ladies and gentlemen, I really believe that in my heart, somehow, somewhere.
And can you imagine him taking over, not taking over, them end up hiring him for Turning Point USA? Oh my.
We do have to find a common ground to unite on. And again, just to leave off, God bless the Kirk family. I really, they're in my prayers every day. You know,
amen. And the guy saying Valhalla was just totally freaking out of that was bad taste. That was bad taste for a Christian man. That was not cool at all. Because that's a pagan belief, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like.
Can I just say goodbye to everybody, love, before I leave, because I don't want to encroach on your channel anymore, love. I said I would behave. I've been a good lad, haven't I, Sarah? Been good.
Mm-hmm.
I have. You know, I could have been nasty, could have been a twat, but I wasn't going to do that. Right now, God bless us all. Okay, let's face it. Right, okay, we've got one cause in this world, right? Okay, and that's to reproduce and keep going on. Now, until we realize that we're fighting against each other.
Pepper jerky is good, but a jerk pepper isn't.
And the war against each other.
And then this other guy down here on the bottom, he's going to come up with some nonsense.
We're going to end well. Then you all have to realize you're all going to lose against Bricky, because Bricky will fuck you all up. Okay. See you all later. God bless us, right? And you know, stay safe.
Bye, Bricky. Pan, you had something to add in here?
Yes, and thanks for having me up. This is Pan Mulattoism, and I'll get right to it. Now, we criticize the blacks for engaging in black-on-black violence. Rightfully so, might I add. But we also must criticize the whites for engaging in white on white violence. In fact, Charlie Kirk was literally criticizing the blacks for their quote gang violence when Charlie Kirk himself was assassinated by a white. So my question is, and this is directed to the whites on the panel, do you have any ideas or any tactics that we as a society can implement to mitigate this white on white violence issue? Because we have to acknowledge that the whites, many of the whites, because of their white on white violence, they are making public spaces unsafe, such as schools, such as concerts, etc. So I would like to hear from the whites. What are some tactics that we can implement to mitigate this white on white violence issue societally?
All right, so let me just jump
Me
right on
personally,
in
I don't
here.
think it's about
When this
skin color.
when
It's
this
just
whole
it's about the facts that
when
we're
this
all
whole like
I think she has a delay.
really
Something
I see.
Weevil. Hold
Okay.
on. Hold on.
Do I have a
Weevil.
delay?
I'm going to count down from 10. You're going to finish the numbers on my rhythm. 10, 9, 8.
7, 6,
Okay.
5, 4.
You have a
Yeah, that's
delay.
just a delay.
Yeah. Hop
Okay,
out.
Do I?
that
Try
makes
to,
sense.
All right, hold
yeah,
on.
it's a big delay. Hop out and then come
Okay.
back.
Okay, so I'm just gonna take us down memory lane to when this whole black on black crime rate thing first made its appearance during the Trump campaign in 2015, and it came through the lens of Rudy Giuliani, who brought this statistic all to our memory, and he brought on black crime, and I said to myself, "Oh, sir, you are Italian. We don't speak of Italian on Italian crime. I don't know what you're talking about. Why are you bringing this up?" And then I had to correct myself because my friends had introduced me to a website called liveleak.com. Now, let me explain the difference. When it comes to things like the difference in behaviors between the Italians and the blacks on the question of crime, if I'm out doing family business and I pulled out my phone with my cousin doing family business, or if my cousin pulled out his phone, I'm working a double shift. I have to double my hours for that kind of act
Respectfully,
because
did you
we
forget
don't
the
share.
question? Did you forget the question? Respectfully.
I did not forget the question, and the answer to make the long thing short. Mind your own fucking business. White people can
Yeah,
handle
but
this
this
shit.
this is my business because you.
We built our
Well,
legal system.
well, let me
We built the
respond.
legal system. We built the culture.
Can I tell you why
Mind
it
your
is
own
my?
business.
It's Hegelian. You go after the emotion, the kids. We're not having children. It's the end of the world if we don't have children. Everybody go out there and have 15 of them. Even if there's a huge number of humans being produced in the United States of America every year, they still it's more of a like I said, an emotional plea. It's kind of the Hegelian. You present a situation, you make them react, and then you use that reaction to benefit your argument.
Business because you engage in white on white violence in public places.
No, you cannot. No, you can't tell me.
You engage
You
in white on
cannot
white.
tell me why
Don't
it's your
get
business.
triggered. You're acting like the blacks right now. You're
It's
emotional.
not your business.
You're acting like the blacks right now. You're
Emotional.
emotional. You're tripping
I
out.
don't think this
The
is a
point
black,
is-
white,
Whites-
black. I don't think any of that argument makes any sense here.
Or fucking what?
Are you
What are
are
you
you
gonna do about
PMSing? Are you PMSing?
No, I'm being a man. I'm
Okay, so
telling
let's
you,
have
mind
the
your own
dialogue.
business.
Let's have the dialogue. Let's have the dialogue.
The dialogue is what?
Whites. Okay, so whites engage in white on white violence in public spaces where whites are not the only people present. So this is my business. So the question is, just like we see, calm your tits for a second, please.
What's your
So
point?
just like So just like we see that there have been policies to mitigate the black versus black crime epidemic, we also must
What
implement
policies?
policies.
We just had a girl
Well,
get
Yeah, what
stabbed in the neck
policies
in
are
fucking
there?
subway.
well, let me give you an
Doesn't
example.
happen.
We just had Daniel
But
Penny who
let,
had
let
this
me let me
fucking
let me
like
answer that. Let me answer that. You asked the question. Can I
the
answer
issue's
it?
is being solved.
Do you have it? Do you
No,
have
you're
music,
making an
Mara?
assertion and I'm challenging it.
And
I'm telling you
Raging
full
I think it
shit.
Tomato.
was a school shooting, and that's how it's
Yeah,
categorized.
let me answer that.
That's
And
just
Raging
me.
Tomato, you have to put your bitches on the leash so I can at least answer their questions.
No, go
Now,
ahead.
we see one tactic that
No, I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry.
The beeper in the background, if that was going off, was a truck backing up, like right outside my window for some reason.
And come back another time. You're not going to sit here and like completely disrespect my panelists. Like we have some degree of couth, right? You came out of left field with some random ass like white on white crime. Why do we care? I don't even fucking know where it's coming from. Like, look at the fucking we're not even. I
It
can't.
has nothing to do with race.
I don't even know what the fuck he was talking about. And quite frankly, I don't care. And then to sit here and tell me I need to put my bitches on a leash. Like, I love all of my panelists who come here. I love all of you. And Pepper, you're taking a verbal lashing, but it was well earned. But I still appreciate all of my panelists who come here. And for you to tell me to put my bitches on a leash, the fuck I ain't.
I mean, going up on anybody's channel and telling them that about their panel is probably a really dumb idea.
Number one, don't tell me what to do on my own fucking show. Number two, don't appeal to the moderator because you're a fucking cunt. All right? Like you're over here crying because Shade Master's trying to answer your question. You don't like the way he's fucking answering it. Fuck off. Deal with it. But you're not gonna cut like Shade Master's done his time. I don't even know who the fuck this pan guy is. Like you randomly show up on a panel, you act like you're some hot shit. When I say backstage, like, hey, Cam up backstage. Oh, I'm not a troll. I have a real question. Like, okay, Cam.
Oh, okay. She was talking about Pan then. I'm not sure she knows Pepper either.
The fuck up.
In all
Right?
caps.
In all caps, right? Cam the fuck up. I don't care. And then you're going to come on asking some random ass fucking question to my panelists and expecting them to be like, oh yeah, let's just switch gears here. Like, let's just switch gears and let's talk about this white on white crime that nobody's fucking talking about right now. I don't even fucking know. I don't even fucking know. I don't know. And I don't care. My patience is very limited right now. Pepper has already taken all of my patience for the evening.
I'm sorry.
Nothing
What can I
against
do
you.
to give it back? Do you want me to make a fool of myself?
It's nothing against you, Pepper. It's
I'll
just
tell you what.
I
Pepper,
think we're all kind of
will,
I could trip and fall
That would
down
have
and
been
hurt
great.
myself.
I will apologize
Stub my
Nice.
toe.
for it. So
At least it's
I
not
will-
dry
I will
eyes tonight.
People,
Yeah, at least I'm not taking off the channel and getting kicked off.
people typically blame me or Duck, usually Duck. So I'll take the blame for it, Pepper, today for you.
That's fair. Thumping
It's all
Weevil,
good.
all is well. It's sometimes we have delays. We just kind of try to work through them sometimes, but it can be interruptive to the panel when you start talking and somebody else is talking and you don't know it, but they don't realize it either, and it just makes a big mess. But no, nothing on you. I'm sure. I know the rain sucks balls. I don't
Can I
know.
respond to
What
the
was
empathy
that
claim?
guy? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so to say that I'm not empathetic just because I'm not wanting to engage in tragedy is a little bit unfair. I'll give you an example. So first time I saw Thumping Weevil, I felt super empathetic with her because of what she was talking about. I felt like we were going through a similar situation. She seemed like she was small town. She mentioned she was from Ireland. Both things that I see in myself. So I had a real strong sense of
I think all you see is yourself.
empathy. Like, ooh, I haven't heard of her before. I wonder if she'll do anything. So basically, trying to feel what that person's feeling when I don't know. I feel empathetic. Just I'm not that big on tragedy.
Well, I'm kind of the same way, actually, Pepper, and that's kind of why I wanted to engage with you about it. So I actually am exactly the same way. It's just that I'm probably a little bit older, so it's made me a little bit more patient, and it's okay. There's no big deal about that. But there are some people who do feel strongly about it, and I feel like for them to be able to say their piece is more important than me to be able to continue with my whatever conversation that I might have. Does that make sense?
Now, one thing that makes me that removes empathy from me in this topic, as far as the Charlie Kirk, is that so far on this open panel, we've barely even touched the Irina Zerkovsky or whatever her name is, the lady that was, I guess, stabbed on the train. And I think originally, yeah, I wasn't trying to pick on Sarah's title here. I understand it came over from Fatty's channel, but there was only once that the young lady who got stabbed on the train was mentioned, and I kind of thought I'd use it for a minute, you know, that, hey, why are we not looking at all lives equally? That was in the title to show the difference between stabbings and shootings.
That was over on Fatty's panel. That's the title comes from Fatty's panel. Now, when I left Fatty's panel, I brought up Erica Kirk's speech to watch that and engage accordingly.
Right. I'm not accusing you of anything as far as title. I understand it was Fatty's title. But what I've noticed is there's there's some outrage, there's some talk online about her incident, and but there's mostly engagement about this Charlie Kirk all the way up to the presidential level. They're talking about giving the man the Medal of Freedom, which to me, I think diminishes the Medal of Freedom to basically nothing, as a trinket to give to one of your friends for passing. In a way, I would agree, guys, but you know, I don't try to like throw out a shield out there. Oh, I'm a what did he call himself? A hard empath. And you know, I've noticed that there's no real I got autism.
Stop sharing your fucking medical maladies in public places on the internet. Because then when trolls go after you for your medical maladies, you'll cry the victim, but you're out here talking about how your fucking anal warts and your fucking broken tib fib and whatever the fuck else is going on with you. Stop talking about your medical conditions on the fucking internet. It's weird that you guys are bonding this way in a chat, but it's also like, protect yourselves, you fucking morons.
Side tied as far as not Democrat, not Republican, not conservative.
Please answer their questions.
Oops. That was in the title to show the difference between stabbings and shootings.
That was over on Fatty's panel. The title comes from Fatty's panel. Now, when I left Fatty's panel, I brought up Erica Kirk's speech to watch that and engage accordingly.
Right. I'm not accusing you of anything as far as title. I understand it was Fatty's title. But what I've noticed is there's there's some outrage, there's some talk online about her incident, and but there's mostly engagement about this Charlie Kirk all the way up to the presidential level. They're talking about giving the man the Medal of Freedom, which to me, I think diminishes the Medal of Freedom to basically nothing, as a trinket to give to one of your friends for passing. And, you know, I've noticed that there's no real empathy being given for somebody that's not necessarily side tied as far as not Democrat, not Republican, not conservative, not liberal. There's not $1 million been raised for that person, but there's been $1 million already been initially put into a fundraiser for the wife of somebody who's already stinking rich, to be honest. And he talked about the Church of Power. I hear a lot about this church of power that he spoke of. The church of power, such as greed and money. And I had a discussion with a guy the other day about how bad Trump has been doing. He's done a couple of good things, but how bad he's been doing overall. And the person pointed to me the stock market. That is the church of power. And that's what I keep hearing from, is the church of power. Now, another issue that comes up is in this topic is gun legislation. And of course, you know it's going to come up. And I am a gun owner. I support the Second Amendment. I actually like shooting an AR-15, great weapon. But I don't see how that is going to stop this incident at all, this type of incident, because there's so many guns across the United States. Let's say we get rid of all the guns, or let's say we make guns illegal. What we will be doing is forming a black market. We would actually probably even make gun cartels that are trading in guns so that people like Clay can have a, sorry to pick on you, Clay, but people like Clay could have a gun and have their rights, you know, and I don't think that needs to be done, but I do believe in gun control. As far as I believe the same as like speeding laws in the United States. Now, Charlie Kirk referenced how many tragic deaths occur each year and how and many people have pointed it out that the gun deaths is a prudent, rational thing to keep our Second Amendment. And I believe that the traffic is actually not, it's disanalogous in the way it was used, but I believe it's very analogous, and we control traffic in our city streets, in our neighborhoods, down to like 30 miles per hour. School zones, 15 miles per hour. Well, how fast does a car go? Car goes however fast you want. And the reason why we reduce, 180, 200, some of these cars are 300 mile per hour cars. The reason why we regulate the traffic speeds in cities to 30 miles per hour is to reduce deaths. It's just common sense that regulating something like, let's say, capacities, which isn't going to stop this, but it would stop other type situations such as mall shootings and things like that. I think regulation isn't a bad idea to talk about, but removing guns entirely is a horrible idea to talk about.
Well, are there guns allowed on campuses?
Nice. I don't believe guns are allowed on campus, but then again, that goes into your right. If you have concealed, and
that would be called a limited public forum. So the courts work the same way. The city halls, all your government buildings, they're going to be called limited public forums. Whereas the traditional forums,
shut up.
Walking down the sidewalk, most open carry states are. Just
so you guys have it real different from us in Canada, right? Like we're not allowed to do anything.
Oh yeah.
It's strictly to the gun range or locked up.
You're not supposed to bring your gun into a gun shop either. But a buddy of mine, I know, every time he goes in, he's carrying because he's carry conceal, and he's not going to do anything wrong in there. He's concealed for good reason. He's military. He's been working security here. He works security forever. He wasn't not doing anything wrong.
Guns allowed on campuses already, but
and no, I'm not talking about Tom. I'm talking about a buddy of ours that passed away from the bid.
I have no clue.
Well, actually, there was actually something that, and I'm not a Trump guy. I feel that he didn't do justice when he chose a side. I wish he'd have stayed independent, in other words. But he did say something this morning that was kind of surprising to me, and I was almost like, that's not a bad idea. Teachers,
I like my troll. My troll's a good troll.
Are very well trained, have gun safety in mind, being armed, and as far as the gun legislation stuff goes. The thing for me that bothers me the most about any type of gun legislation would be, and that would be like for traditional public forums, would be that the persons who would take the guns would need guns to take the guns. It's a hypothetical where you're still going to have somebody having firearms, so you can't legislate away the guns.
So does anybody know how he acquired the firearm he used? Does anybody know about the history of the shooter himself?
No, but Nee
The history of the
says
shooter-
an empath would have read the room and would have had something to add. Pepper is here to feed his personality
Pepper.
disorder. Any thoughts, Pepper?
That's just like your opinion, man.
And Trib1 has an opinion and says, my empath brain is telling me Pepper needs more time in the back. He understands why and feels the same as I do about him being kicked. All right, you got 10 minutes, Pepper. Enjoy.
Yikes.
All right. Anybody have the thoughts on
That was pretty funny.
the rifle? I don't know that much about stuff like that.
From what I understood, and what I've read so far, because there's been a huge speculation since he's from Utah. He appears to have come from a conservative family. They were very active in gun culture. I don't know how he got that particular weapon, but it does seem as if this is someone who was who grew up in a traditional home, went to college, and for their own reasons went to the other side.
I love when I set up my little traps like this.
That is what I've understood.
These little traps are
communicate
so
through
much
Discord
fun.
for what chat is going on about. As to how he got the weapon, it could have been, it's Utah. They could have it was a hunting rifle from what I understand.
Yeah.
He only needed one shot. He only used one shot from what I observed. Yeah, there's not a single gun reform restriction regulation that would have prevented this from happening.
No, from what I understand is he, as you said, he was from a highly conservative gun owning family. He would be so at one point he dressed up as Donald Trump for Halloween, and he was giving Christmas gifts each year as a rifle home build kit, and he would build his own rifles.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason, and I read a report where he was given that rifle by his parents after having a discussion with them about how he was unhappy with the rhetoric that Charlie Kirk was spreading. And after having this discussion and showing that rifle on a Discord channel where he had, now this is where the failure is, why didn't anybody mention, where he had talked about how he was going to use this weapon. This was from the FBI. How he was going to use this weapon. But one thing I hear a lot of arguments that Charlie Kirk made was that good gun owning, strong gun owning home is the solution to people going out and committing these mass shootings. And in this situation, it very clearly argues against that because the kid was from a heavily conservative gun owning home and he was very familiar with guns and instead decided to, as you said, take his own route. Now on this, I ended up having to kind of take a lose on this. I had to concede because I wasn't immediately prepared with the numbers. But as I said, if you look in the the description of this video, there's a link that goes to a study which gives you this information. Now on that link, it has also Islamic and unknown and foreign nations and separatism deaths, but we're going to focus primarily on the right, right and left. Now, what that study is, it's about politically motivated deaths in the United States, typically of this type that we're talking about. And it comes from the Libertarian Casto Institute. And it says between 1975 and 2025, as I said, the report's in the description, that there were 391 right-leaning active terrorists that had ended life in the United States, and on the left there was 65 what they described as active terrorists. Hold on real quick. So yeah, Tom was talking about he followed Nick Fuentes and basically was a white supremacist. But so as I was saying, that between 75 and 2025, the right leaning people had 391 had decided to take lives, and left leaning people 65 had decided to take lives, and now, if we just go on a lot shorter number, just in 2020, 81 people lost their lives due to domestic terrorism of some sort. And 44 of those events were right-leaning, a person that was right-leaning that had taken the act, and 18 of those were persons who were left-leaning. 17 were regarding nations of Islam, and one was regarding a foreign nation, and one was other or unknown. So out of that, as far as I think apolitical, and out of that, you can definitely say what I'm about to go through with this guy most certainly says that it's the Republicans aren't no angels because they own guns and they know how to use them, and it makes them all perfect, and they can't. This isn't happening on the Republican side. The Democrats need to own this. So I don't see where that argument holds water, especially in this situation.
Okay, let me introduce you to a concept called per capita. Of all the families, of all the children who are actually raised in a gun familiar environment, how many of them become mass shooters? Just on average.
Over the last decade, several. A lot. A
Really?
lot. Yeah, there's been,
Well, right now, I know of
probably
one.
pull up a list of 5, which were mass shooters specifically under Republican,
Who grew up
conservative
in
Trump.
gun familiar.
Yes. Now I ended up having to take a loss here because I wasn't able to pull up the exact information. But instead of bogging down the show, which I could have easily done, instead of bogging down the show, I just went ahead and took the concession. But I'm sharing the data with you now that most certainly supports what I was arguing. Shoot. Now, of course, you guys are probably going to fact check this report. I'm not even sure if it's a report that I read, but there are many reports that suggest exactly what I was stating about.
No, well, from what I understand,
Republican gun owner homes.
No, from past mass shooters, particularly school shooters, they mostly come from broken homes with single mothers, so on and so forth.
Right, I was arguing that their ideologies was Republican, and he knows that. He's trying to spin some stupid junk.
This is not the atheistic, like, we are not talking about an average conservative gun-owning family and environment. That is not typical.
Oh, I'm not
In
even
fact,
sure
everything
how to
about this
find
case
this.
is very atypical.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and concede on this because right now I can't find the report while I'm talking online. My brain doesn't do 3 things at once.
The majority of people. So when you look at the population, okay, the majority of people are not wealthy. Okay, there's the 20% and there's the 80%. So naturally, the statistics would generically state what you're saying.
I think Sarah
So
squeaked a dog.
while you're saying that,
dog toy.
I'm taking into consideration the actual population of what would be, wealthy and
I don't know. No.
families. That's, it's kind of a non sequitur to say that, well, most of them are from broken homes. Well, yeah, because most people are poor. Most people at the bottom are broken homes. That's just kind of a non sequitur. Like violence is committed more on the 80% than the 20% because it's 80%.
Naomi asked a very good question. What the hell was that squeak?
But if you're really looking at statistics and you're trying to figure out, okay, what's causing this? It's not even statistics. You can't look at statistics. It's education. Okay?
Hey.
And it's more than education. It's a heart condition. Okay. Who really knows what it is that drives a man to go insane and cause harm to his neighbor? Who really knows? Because I don't, except for my evil side inside of me that I might do something bad that I know is bad. And we all have that, right? We all have this imperfection in us. And that's what it is. What causes that man to do all of that? Can you really say? Can you really say? Because I can't. Because I've never done something so terrible.
Yeah, that's a philosophical question that would never be answered, I think.
Right? Now, I've seen these people doing these things in recent times, but it's been happening throughout history. It is not a new thing. And unfortunately, it's not something that is going to stop until Jesus comes back and solves everything. And that's my view of it. But the reality is this is the world we live in. And unfortunately, things are going to happen. And it's absolutely horrible. And there's nothing wrong with feeling some kind of way about that. And I'm happy that people do feel some kind of a way about it because I would prefer that they did the right thing. I hate to see these horrible things happen, and moving forward from it, going back to what we were watching earlier with the lovely lady speaking about her husband, she's moving forward with it. And there's nothing that we can do to legislate away the guns. As I mentioned before, there's absolutely nothing we can do because in order to get that done, you're going to have guns to do it. You're going to have guns to get rid of the guns. And who do you trust more? Yourself with the gun or some guy in DC?
Well, that it's also you can't stuff the rabbit back into the hat type thing. We have at least 1 to 2 guns. Correct. I mentioned that here. It's a lot more about changing the mind than changing the weapon as well. For every man, woman, and a child alive in the United States of America, making them illegal, first off, would make criminals out of people who aren't necessarily criminals because they don't want to give up their guns. And second, would, as I said, ultimately create cartels of gun traders, and that's not a safe thing to have. And we see that in Mexico.
And it's only the compliant people who comply, right? So when you say we're going to get rid of bad thing, okay, all the good people who are going to be compliant and follow the laws are going to get rid of what you think is a bad thing. And then now the only people who do have bad thing are bad people. And then now the people who are compliant and could have utilized those as a defense mechanism are now at the mercy of bad people. It just doesn't do anybody any good. Sorry, I don't know what you guys were just talking about.
No, that's absolutely on point for what I was saying.
That was it.
It was on topic.
Yeah, and again, with Charlie's message always, let's debate it. Let's, change my mind. Change my mind. Let's talk about it. And if we can't come to a consensus about it, because there's no, line that we can draw that says, yeah, we both want to stand on this side and you want to stand on that side and I want to stand on this side of the line, then ultimately we just need to go our separate ways, at least for a little while, and say, okay, let's exercise peace for now. And maybe we can come back to the table. That's called decorum, right? And that's what debating is about. That's what talking is about. That's what his message really was, from what I could tell, just the on surface message. I don't know all the details of his life. Like I said, him and his lovely wife probably, had disagreements at times. I'm sure they didn't agree on every single thing in their life. I hope they agreed on more than they didn't. So
Can you imagine the level of strength it took to sit there and talk in a press conference? Or, I mean, even if it's live on his channel and not necessarily a press conference, to discuss that soon afterwards, the level of restraint it would take.
It's courage. It's courage and honor that there's something that she wants to speak about, that continues that message that he spoke about. It's his legacy. It's her legacy.
Yeah, at this point, I think he's just money.
Children, as they say,
it's time to play whack-a-mole.
For the children. I think I'm ready to go to bed.
Can I add one more thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so what I do know about Charlie Kirk is he was big in the colleges, right? He traveled around. He was actually college age when he was on his early tours. And I do know that he was preaching about a lot of crazy people in colleges, being there without merit. He was big attacking the schools, and this happened at a school. And America, they have a long history of crazy people shooting up schools, and since the 1800s, from what I understand. So maybe people need to look into the legitimacy of some of these schools.
As far as those shootings, a lot of those were spread out over decades. It seems over the last decade. It's just which week, what's the weather, what's the national shooting tragedy weather this week?
And Charlie Kirk was saying how crazy some of these people were, and it ended up getting him killed by one of them. I think that's pretty serious, and we need to look into who are these crazy people at schools, because every time you look at these podium speeches, whether it's Ben Shapiro,
you're actually making a good argument there. Change the mind and not the tool. Change the mind of the
look into all these crazy people that are at these events, because if it's not safe for public discourse, we need to get them the hell out of there. They can't be being dangerous in public. And we see it left, right, and center at these places. People are being unhinged at school.
Not every forum is for everybody, and a lot of it takes a self-critiquing, internal critique, so that and sometimes
no forum
it's not easy.
is made for
a lot of parents are sending their kids off to these colleges and not really checking up on them, making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. A lot of them are just going out and partying and doing whatever the heck they want. So there's a lot of legitimacy in what you're asking for.
There's a lot of films actually that are based on that topic. People going crazy.
Animal House.
No, but people actually going crazy at school and ending up they're facing a lot of pressure at these schools, learning new information that might not always be
that pay it forward. That was one.
The most
I still want to go on that, but I think Sarah wants to go to bed.
Oh, wait. Indoctrinated about a leftist or a radical viewpoint that some of these radical teachers are preaching to kill, right? So if you're learning certain things about that, I just think that school, for some people, if you're going to go crazy, you don't need to be there, and you don't need to be there.
Accreditation. So
just less crazies involved in teaching and learning.
Well, I think a lot of it comes from what they're being taught. But I also think that we're not institutionalizing people for being crazy anymore, right? We're not making that a priority. We put them in therapy or psychotherapy or give them medications and let them free reign amongst the people.
That U.S. internet will rot your
mind. That's
mind.
kind of an unsafe approach. If somebody is crazy and can do harm, we need to ensure that the people are safe from that.
Don't you guys agree that you see that a lot when you look at these debates? People actually getting up and being unhinged, leaving violently, just being threatening. at these events in the United States. Do you guys see that? Like,
yes,
it's not
there's
the
a large
overwhelming
population.
Well, this is what happens when people throw temper tantrums. A's philosophy, just an FYI, we're going to shut down Hirsch in just a little bit, but I'll let you have some thoughts too. When people throw temper tantrums, this is what they are. They're temper tantrums. And what happens, the reason why people yell, right, is because they don't think the other
At
person
this
is
point,
hearing
I'm
them.
thinking
This
it's
can
a
happen
show
between
that
parent and
never
child.
ends.
This can happen between friends, enemies, teachers and students, so on and so forth. We yell because we presume the person isn't hearing us, so we get louder. It's like biologically ticked into us that we do that, right? So what's happening when people
what about for
are, oh
intimidation?
my God, shut up and let me talk. So what happens is people at these debates or whatever, even at the grocery store, you see people flipping out at grocery stores or restaurants or whatever. It's, I'm not getting my way and you're not hearing what I'm saying. Therefore, I must up the ante, right? I must go higher and above. And what's also happening is I think that people are overstimulated on a daily basis, whether it be social media, too much intake. Like, we're not built to soak in so much stimulant in one day, right? So between computer screens, phone screens, TV screens, it's constant stimulation. We're not bored anymore.
You think anyone
right?
can take that? Or is it just the weak that are cracking?
So
I don't know.
because
She let
people
me
don't
on
know
her
how to
panel.
put the phone down and go touch grass, they're stimulated. So then when they actually engage with
Well, I mean, at
somebody
least I'm
in
engaging
real
in
life,
conversation properly.
now all of those stimulations are coming out with their real life engagements. So maybe I see something on social media that pisses me off. Maybe I'm watching a YouTube show and I'm in the chat and I'm arguing with people in the chat. My emotions are flowing, but it's not being rechanneled anywhere, right? So then when I go out into the real world and I engage with people in real life, now all of that energy is coming outward on them, because now I'm responding to something that person is saying, like I'm not getting my way or nobody's hearing me or whatever. And all of that social media behavior now comes out, unfortunately, with consequences. And that's what it's all social media. Too much stimulation, too much shit. We didn't have this problem as bad in the 90s, if you notice that, but we also
It wasn't.
didn't.
The 90s were crazy. The 80s were crazy too. There was
Not-
like there was a killing in Montreal
No, bro. We like
we didn't have the instant access to.
No, we didn't
I think
have
it's
all
schools.
that.
What about the Unabomber? That
No,
shit was
no,
way
bro,
before
no.
social media.
Bro, we were kids. We were
he's not-
kids.
I'm just
He's
saying.
not getting it. What I'm
didn't
saying
know.
is, like, we see more of like this. We could call it Karen behavior, for lack of a better term, or people like wigging out at these debates and yelling and spurging, even on our own screens.
Well, I think
yelling
people have
and
been doing that
spurging.
forever, since the 60s. They were doing it, with the Vietnam War. You're trying to paint a
Why
picture.
do so
of
many
like
of your
I don't
sentences
think it is.
begin right in the middle of her sentences, such as mine right now? Why is it you keep cutting people off? Let her talk. She's
No,
trying
I'm
to
done.
kind
We're
of wrap
done.
up
I'm
the
going to
show.
bed. I've got a headache. All right, let's go ahead and start. A's philosophy. I do apologize. I'll let you have some final closing thoughts. If you want to go ahead and kick us off.
I appreciate that.
Mhm.
I joined a minute after
Am I
saw.
wrong?
I hold on. I won't take long.
Take your
I
time.
have no idea what was said or discussed because I joined right before I started watching right before I joined the panel. So I can't contribute anything meaningful, and it probably won't relate it to anything that was said. But I will say it seems about Charlie Kirk. So I just want to say, he was kind of someone who inspired me. I don't agree with anything. I don't agree with everything anyone says, but I just feel like he was kind of the kind of person that represents the idea of engaging the other side and having a conversation. And yeah, he had some controversial views that I can understand how some people would find them offensive, but the idea that this happened to him and his whole message was engaging and talking and having dialogue. I've been really sad over the course of the last couple of days, and I guess I just wanted to say I hope that
these people yammer on. I'm gonna go put on my shoes.
Standing for your truth and communicating with the other side, it's the only way to really heal the bridges between us without violence. So people on both sides just need to I don't want his passing to be in vain. We need to communicate with each other. We need to talk with each other, and we need to try and if this country is going to be united again, like our name says, obviously the United States, peacefully, then doing what Charlie Kirk did was the only way. And obviously, Irina's in the title as well, so I'll mention her. That's obviously very tragic what happened to her. And we just need to take time to think about the problems in our society and how to fix them. And I guess I'll just leave it there. Thank you for bringing me on.
Yeah, absolutely. I do apologize for the short time frame for you. I have been going since like 5 p.m. It's now almost 11, so it's been a while. This is usually like 3 a.m. for me, and I'm like burnout and I'm done. And we were on Fatty's panel tonight, and that one kind of took a little effort for me to sit through. But thank you, A. We appreciate you popping on. Sarcastic Saint, my little shit.
Hey, you guys have said enough about Charlie Kirk, so I'm not going to mention anything about that. But Pepper, I want to say something to you. And
of course, I knew it.
Yes, I would say I would say the same thing to Tied Up and Duck and Ryan. Stop interrupting Sarah. Okay.
I know. I just hear some things where it's like, is that true?
No, you need to understand. You need to understand when she talks, you need to shut up. Okay? I'm sick and tired of seeing people come.
Oh, boo-hoo. Cry me a river.
You know what? I can't wait.
Nice one, Cody.
You are
Don't give more money to get me off screen.
You are very disrespectful. You are very disrespectful towards Sarah. You are very disrespectful.
No, I respect her.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I do.
Tied Up doesn't respect her. You don't respect her.
Oh, that's not true.
No, you don't.
I actually don't know when I'm allowed to speak. That's how much I'm respecting her. I'm not sure if I should speak, if I'm allowed to. No, you shut up. Let me respond. Suck my dick.
No. If you shut up.
No, you shut up. I'm talking now. So I do respect her. I'm not going to let you get away with that.
Okay. Hey.
Sometimes I don't know if it's okay to speak, but I
Shut
think
the
we're on
fuck
a
up,
talk show.
okay?
If I feel it, let's speak.
You know what, Pepper? All you are is just full of bullshit.
I'm not anything. I'm not anything in your little box.
Yes,
Fuck
yes,
off.
you are.
Man, I don't drink a bunch. I think I'm gonna need a drink after this. I did.
You know,
I did end up having a drink.
Just you need to learn the rules.
What?
You need to learn the rules.
Oh, fuck off.
No, I ain't gonna fuck out because I'm. You know, I've been with Sarah for almost a year now. I'm tired of seeing people disrespect her. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of disrespecting her. I'm sick and tired of disrespecting her.
You gonna white knight her?
No, I'm not white knight her. I'm being
You
one of her.
100%
I'm being
are.
her mod.
She can handle
okay?
herself.
I'm being her mod. I'm telling you the rules. Okay.
If I was a guy, would you say the same thing, that he's white knighting for me?
No, I'd be going harder at you.
Kind of sexist.
Sarcastic Saint, are you done, my darling?
Yes, honey, I'm done. Okay.
Fair
Have a nice
enough.
night.
You
Fuck
too,
you,
Saint.
Pepper.
I appreciate you. I got the best fucking mods in the house. That's right, including my little shit
Night,
Saint.
guys.
Good night, Saint. Pepper, to you, sir. Final words.
No, I do feel what his wife is going through. It sucks that something like that has to happen, and it happens. Well, I mean, it happens randomly. Your heroes, some crazy person wants to attack them, right? Like John Lennon, Dimebag Darrell, some of my heroes that this senseless craziness happened to, or like they're just out on a public event as a figure, and someone disagrees, or someone is in. We don't even know why. I don't think. Do we understand the motive? He wasn't even in a position of power, as far as I'm understanding. He was a speaker. He was a young politician, right? So it's just crazy. It's just crazy that this would happen. And sympathy out to the family.
Thank you, Pepper. Okay, to you.
Sympathy out to the family in the most unempathetic way.
First thing is that I've never liked Charlie Kirk. I've never liked anything that he had to say, his opinions on policy. I always found it very problematic. I came home on the 10th from a doctor's appointment, and I sit down at my computer and I turn it on, and I see the headlines on the streams that I watch that Charlie Kirk has been shot, and my heart drops in my stomach immediately. I'm like, oh my God, no, please, no, let this not be so. The moment that I found out that he had passed, I cried, and I'm not ashamed to say that.
Oh my God.
I cried for the man. I cried for his loss. I cried because this is an attack on liberalism itself. What was done to Charlie Kirk was terrible. It was wrong. It was completely unjustifiable. While I may disagree with Charlie Kirk's opinions and the things he had to say, he was doing it the right way. He was doing it the liberal way. He was coming to his opponents with his words, and they engaged with words. And that is the way to do it. We do not engage with violence. This is wrong, and we should always reject that.
Amen.
So while I
don't think you were timed out.
Political spectrum,
You're a mod, aren't you? I don't think somebody can
I
time
can
you out.
say unequivocally,
Except for maybe YouTube.
and without any remorse, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk.
Thank you, Kay. Zers, to you.
Man almighty, several topics came up waiting for my closing statements that I totally wanted to dig into. But I would like to say that my primary idea is that we need to treat all loss of life equal. Not just those that are lost in, like, let's say, school shootings, also individuals who are violently attacked, like the young lady on the train. So was it a train or a bus? I can't remember. Anyway. But the young lady that was attacked, we need to treat them all equally. And I don't believe we should have people silencing freedom of speech in this way. I don't believe that you should stifle your speech, but I believe that when you're in a position such as Charlie, when you're in a position where you have reached to the heart of America, or at least a portion of the heart of America, you have to be very careful of whose temperature you're raising. I understand that you have to raise the temperature in order to get a movement to move forward, but you have to also be concerned of how high that temperature is being raised. And I think that is kind of being neglected in today's political atmosphere.
Thank you, sirs. Shade Master to you.
I'm also going to start with Aranya, because this is where this all started, to be honest. This has been one hell of a week for everyone, for the nation. And the reason I want to start there is because watching the video of her, seeing her there, seeing her grown up and helpless on that train, and then to fast forward not a few more days and to see that video of Charlie's little girl running up to him from behind the backstage on the set. I have two younger daughters who are 9 and 6 years old, and they look like both of those girls. They look like Irania they might look like Irania when they grow up. And they look very much like that little girl that ran up to Charlie in the middle of that set. Oh, this is emotional for all of us. It's been one hell of a week. And I'd like to thank Dave for your words, for your sentiments, even though Charlie was on the other side. But I do need to confirm as to why you felt that in your stomach and those tears, because I am not a moderate. I am a radical. I'm from the other side. And I'm from the other side that when we heard that Charlie had died, one, we didn't believe it. We didn't believe it. We thought it was a psyop. We thought it was bullshit. And then when it actually came to the fact that he was in fact dead, that someone had killed him for what he believed and for the things he was saying, our fear was just as palpable as yours. Because what now? What's left? And the temperature is going to rise. Because there is a whole legion of former moderates who have nowhere else to go, but further to wherever they were going to go. And it's going to be hell. Because the side I'm on, they're not letting up. For nothing. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely, there's no reason to. There's no longer a political viable pathway to nonviolence.
There is always a viable political pathway to nonviolence. You just have to find the diplomatic approach that works.
The other path, it seems, has just been blocked off or told, this is a dead end for you. And we will kill you for it. And that's a scary place to live in. But we're going to be living in it for at least the next 6 months. It's going to be a wild ride. And I hope that all of the good ones make it.
Thank you, Shade Master. Brick to you.
Oh God, I think I'm going to skip Brick.
Harming people is a bad thing. You get to believe that you can harm people. Peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control.
Yeah, that's right. He was reading off a prayer and a commercial interrupted him. Like YouTube's like, no, stop that now.
Her husband. Thank you, Sarah.
Absolutely. My final thoughts here are, Charlie could have been any one of us. We are in the debate space. This is what we do. And we thrive thrive on the idea that we have places to go where we can share our opinions openly, unless you're a fucking asshole and I got to put you backstage. Overall, I think that's probably what hits the most in our community, is knowing that this is what we do. This is what we live for. This is why we're here. And for somebody to be killed for that is a very scary thought, because we engage in this on a daily basis, and knowing that, we're behind our computer screens. I mean, we're not in front of these people. We're not at a bar. We're not publicly out there in the middle of a college, putting ourselves out there publicly like
You
that.
gotta type
lot
a
of
bunch
us
more
do,
real fast.
thrive on the idea of privacy to our names, to our families, our personal lives. And Charlie put all of that out there. He put every single bit of it out there, and he put himself, at risk for the purpose of being able to have open conversation. He did that for us, to have that example and to follow that example. And he wanted people to come and engage. And, and it's upsetting that somebody took that away, not only from him, but from all of us in a lot of ways. We're going to be rating Grid 1. We're going to send you guys over there for a little debate panel. Maybe it will up the spirits a little more. I'm sorry that we kind of went into a very sad direction, but Kay, what you said really got me. It really hit me right in the feels. But that's very respectable of what you said and how you said it. It's very meaningful. Outside of that, guys, fuck off.
Okay, now, as far as why they didn't mention the Colorado incident, well, you're talking about the 3 teens, I imagine, that were, what was it? I think stabbed. I'm not sure. But why they're not talking about that incident, I'm not sure on exactly all of that details of that incident. But the only thing that matters to them is they're one person. That's all that matters. It does. There can be a mass shooting right now, and they, wouldn't care. As always, you guys are awesome. Remember, you don't have to be wise. Just don't submit to stupid. Thank you very much, and have a good day. Holy hell, it was like a stream that will never end.
Things pound their feet down there on the street, things without feet, like me, never see me.
I'm shocked I didn't fall asleep. Wouldn't that have been embarrassing?
It fills my dreams when I sleep. Penguin that can fly. A penguin that can fly. Scurry by, pound among the birds, flying wild and free, see around, things scurry by, pounding their feet while I touch the sky, sliding, gliding, without a care. They'll never know the wonders up here in the sky. I'm a penguin flying high, living life with no questions why. I wonder how the ground things carry on, never experiencing the beauty I draw. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm a penguin that can fly.
Like, tell me, like, here's a doll.